All right. Hello, chat. How's it going? Hopefully well. We're back. We're continuing with the Ace Combat hardest difficulty run. We might finish AC4 today. I'm not sure, to be honest, because I don't really remember how far in I was, but I think I got a good start on the Ace run, and I don't remember it being very hard. So I don't think it's going to be one of those things where like I get stuck for super long and it ends up taking longer than usual. It feels fairly chill, but maybe it's just because it's been like a gradual build up going through all the difficulties. Maybe that's why it doesn't feel very difficult, but it definitely doesn't, at least not so far. It might suddenly hit like a sharp spike, but so far so good. Anyway, Doritos sour cream and chives or Hellmann's, are those Dorito flavors? Are they? Because that would be news to me. Uh-oh, the intro is gonna play. The AC4 intro that I always forget about. Wet socks, flaky Wi-Fi, stubbing your toe, or biting your tongue. Those are all awful. Hold on. I'm trying to word it. It's a type of condiment. Dorito, sour cream, and chive. Like dip? There's Dorito dip? Wet socks sucks. Flaky might be the best word. I'm trying to think of like if there's a better way to word the Wi-Fi one. And like, I'm really thinking. I don't know if any of them encapsulate it as well as flaky. I'm thinking like slow internet, but then like, eh. Spotty? I'll just say bad internet connection. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the best way to put it. Stubbing your toe and biting your tongue. Biting your tongue is probably a slept-on one. To be honest, like it's pretty frustrating. Stubbing your toe, or sorry, biting your tongue. Stubbing your toe is frustrating as shit, but biting your tongue comes out of nowhere while you're enjoying your food. It just happens from time to time, and it hurts a lot. And if you bite it really hard, you might get it to like swell up, or even you might bite through it, and then it will just bother you for a while. Yeah, I'm going with that. Those four are all shitty. Okay, where were we? Mission 7. So I got like a third of the way in. 5 days? Until what? I have no idea what you could be talking about being in 5 days. Is that actually, that is only 5 days. I kind of forgot for like the last 2 days, to be honest. I haven't thought about it a lot the last couple days.
Your next mission is to attack the solar power generator.
Outside of the launch trailer that had the really weird music choice. God damn this piece of hair!
60% of the energy for the Erusian's military-industrial complexes. Since they do not require oil or uranium supplies, we cannot
more of a
stop
fun
power
challenge on a
production by
fresh save.
interrupting their supply lines. This deep strike mission
Someday.
will not only cripple the Erusian's industrial output, but also divert attention from our own imminent invasion plans.
Okay, the game, it's my headphones. I was like, is the game so quiet or is it just me? What mission is this? I didn't pay attention. Did I know the fragile charm thing? I did. From when I was doing all the achievements, I was informed. God damn. This S37A ace skin is not cheap. And neither is that. How much would you guys say you earn on like any given mission in AC4? Am I not going to be able to afford it? Am I not going to be able to complete the collection? Oh, wait. I'm even missing a couple back here that I never upgraded to the ace skin. You're going to have to sell stuff? No. I can't sell stuff. What do you mean sell stuff? What do you mean I'm gonna have to sell stuff? That's actually crazy that to buy at least the ace skin versions of all three, or sorry, of all planes, like 3 full playthroughs front to back isn't even enough to make that many credits. XO2 isn't worth it? What do you mean it isn't worth it? It's the super plane. Costs about as much as you earn in a full playthrough. Jesus. It's so expensive. Okay. I might have to sell some stuff. Maybe. Let's start with... I'm gonna sell some stuff. I'm not even gonna go for the wyvern yet. Because first, I'm gonna go and grab the S37A. And I'm gonna mess with this for a bit. I have not bought all jets yet. I mean, all jets even takes a lot. I can't imagine doing the full collection of like all the paint jobs and all the special weapons as well. Just getting all the jets has been a lot. Like a lot.
Use the solar panels as markers and proceed due north to the mountain.
Ooh. Ooh.
Don't let the enemies poke you.
See, now we're cooking a little bit. This is pretty sweet.
Just remember all that you learned during training.
Chole's gonna ask us to disclose our incomes. Well, yeah, that's something that like mature adults just talk about with one another, you know? You just compare incomes. Everyone does it here and there. Completely normal. Man, this thing feels... What's the word I'm looking for here? Jumpy? Woo. Really sensitive. It feels like I tap the stick a little bit and this thing's like boom, boom. Talk about mobility. Oh, Jesus Christ. How long will it take for me to adjust? I also now know what mission this is. Slippery is a good word. Or just like I touch it a little bit and it pulls like a full turn. It's a little eager to just go around and start spinning everywhere. And you can feel it right away. I was gonna play some Ace Combat Zero, but I saw this notification. And now you're thinking to yourself, I could play Ace Zero, but I could also play Ace 4. But yeah, depending on like if I get stuck on anything in particular, or just, you know, if I somehow make it take longer than usual because I get sidetracked by something for too long, or the things that tend to happen on these streams, I think we might be able to do the very beginning of Ace 5 today. Because we've got 12 missions of this. I don't think it's unreasonable to think that by the end of this stream, I might be starting up Ace 5. Which I've got to remember, Ace 5, I have to run on like the older build of PCSX2. Because the clouds do not work on the nightly build. At least when I recorded, that is. You can feel the roar of that thruster in your gut. I need to go to an air show. Why have I never been to an air show? I need to go see these things do their things. Where the hell? What? Oh, there's something way out there that's like the box isn't lighting up. I was like, what is it even pointing at right now? Hello, F-15. Yeah, I feel like Ace, if I had done it, you know, on a new game file, would have definitely felt better. But... oh God. I mean, better challenge-wise. But I'm just... I got the challenge going. I could do it on new game, but we would be here so much longer than we need to be. Would I new game for Ace 5? I don't know. I feel like at this point I'm too far into doing it with like New Game Plus to change it. Maybe I'll change it after this. Maybe I'll start doing Ace mode on a new game. Oh, but it kind of depends, because like, you know, super planes and unlockables to flex and oh, I don't know, man. Because then it's like by the time that I get all the cool shit, it's like, all right, put the cool shit to the side, play without it. It's like, but my cool skins and super planes. 1 to 10, how tired? I am not very tired. To be honest, I feel pretty good. And I've barely even hit the caffeine at all today.
Hard enemy radar spike.
I would expect that I would be way more tired.
Enemy facility destroyed.
But I think my body's just kind of used to the cycle of it at this point. But hello, False, and thank you for the sub, Manuel. Hopefully it's Manuel.
Fox 2. Enemy facility destroyed.
Hopefully I'm saying it right. It will hit you later. I mean, it will. There's a fix for 5's clouds. As far as I was able to find, with a lot of searching, because trust me, I search a lot to find fixes for stuff. The only thing that can fix it, really, from at least, again, what I was able to find, was putting the emulator into software mode, which is fine. Software mode will fix almost anything on PS2 emulation. The issue with software mode is that it's a much more accurate emulation. And part of that also means that you can't upscale the image at all in software mode. So like, yeah, I could have put it into software mode if I wanted to record all my footage at 480p. Problem is the CLUT renderer. Isn't that in manual hardware fixes? Software mode looks like doo-doo. I mean, it's like the software mode doesn't look bad. It just looks exactly how it would playing on old hardware. So like it will fix things. It just won't look as good. Send the video in Discord. In the PS2 emulation video. Is it the one that goes over all of them? Because I'm pretty sure I watched that and tried stuff from it. I can mess with it if we get to it today on stream to see, but like I'm telling you, I looked and I tried various fixes for it and just nothing actually worked.
Got him cornered. Locked on. Fox 2. Mobius 1. Shot 1 down.
What are great specs for RPCS 3? I mean, anything. It really depends with RPCS 3. It's not so much about having good specs for like the emulator. RPCS 3 is really finicky right now, like from game to game. So it really depends what you're trying to play on it. Because like if you're trying to play Demon Souls or something that's had a lot of work put into it on the emulation front, then like all you really need is like a mid-range PC. But if you're trying to play like God of War 3 or like any of the Uncharted games, you could have a 4090 and 13900 KF and it's not going to be stable. Like there are various games on RPCS 3 that even if you have like top end hardware right now, it's just genuinely not possible to get a stable frame rate out of it.
Sam destroyed.
It's because RPCS 3 is still pretty early on. What you want to play on RPCS 3 is going to crash anyway. Yeah, it's a great emulator when it works.
Fox 2.
Like, I like RPCS 3 a lot for what it is, but it's really hit or miss. Some games run great. Some games are a disaster. Get the XO2 and Zero. I did. I know because when I reviewed Zero for the video series, after I completed the first mission, it was like, here's your XO2. I'm just like, here's my what?
Drop below 2,000 feet and head south to exit combat area.
At least it doesn't just give it to you for free. Like, it unlocks it. You still have to get the credits. But I was like, wait, huh? Super plane unlocked after the first mission? What's going on?
Get low and stay low. What are you talking about? It's suicide applying to that ravine. 4 rounds, ETA in 15 seconds. 5 of 4, get out of
3D dot game heroes? What is that? Can't unstub your toe or unbite your tongue.
3, 2.
What about you can't I'm trying to find a funny way to word this. If your internet provider
Detected.
is shit, there's no way out of it
10 seconds to
either. In a lot of places, at least in the US, it's like that.
5, 4, 3.
It's a FromSoft game.
1. Impact.
FromSoft has so many games that I've never heard of that I just find out, and it's like the weirdest bits of FromSoft trivia. Whoa. I almost just spilled my energy drink trying to pick it up, and in my panic, I threw the stick and almost crashed. Wowza. I managed to avoid both, don't worry. The cockpit mode jump scared me. Yakuza Dead Souls and crashing 7 times? What do you mean Yakuza Dead Souls? What are you talking about? Hold on. 3D dot game heroes. What the hell is this? This is not... It's FromSoftware. What? This... It can't be. How is this FromSoftware? That just... It can't be true. Hold on. Hold on. What? Here, I'll pull up the trailer. There's no way. I'm just gonna leave it muted for my own sake. This is FromSoftware? No. It can't be. I mean, it can't be. These are the guys. Oh wow, yeah, it is Zelda. Okay, I see. These are the guys that made Kingsfield and Armored Core and the Souls games. And they also just so happen to have made this at one point, I guess. All right. New FromSoftware lore just dropped. It even has Moonlight Greatsword. Oh, of course. You can have White Glint as your character.
But the combat losses due to Stonehenge were higher than expected.
Looks quite Dark Souls to me. Ah, yes. It has a Karasawa too? You're bullshitting.
At some point I realized my uncle, my would-be guardian, had vanished. Maybe the secret police dragged him off for some drunken comment he made. Maybe he chose to disappear. I didn't have anyone to turn to, so I found myself living as if I were a member of the Yellow Squadron.
So I'm just so like, FromSoft out of the blue dropped this like cutesy little Zelda clone in the midst of
everybody in town
like
scorned the barkeep for doing business.
It was 2009, so
in reality,
while they were either working on or had just released
gathering up
Demon Souls
from enemy customers,
and in the middle of their like decade-running mech series,
only because of my tender age.
That's about like corporate dystopia and like the death of mankind.
His family were the real heroes, while I, on the other hand,
they just dropped like a cute little Zelda clone in the middle of that, I guess. It's real, and it's just straight up the Karasawa. Okay, well, it was the game 3D Dot Game Heroes Karasawa. I need to see it with my own eyes. The wiki for this game might be slightly lacking. This is the wiki page for the Karasawa in this game. It is basically a rifle instead of a sword. And then this is like the only image of it that they have. I can tell that it's a Karasawa there, but like the angle of it is so shit. Like I'm looking at the bottom of it. Why am I looking at the bottom of it? Anyone got a better picture? It doesn't really seem... Well, that's just the AC2 one. This is like the later Karasawa, right? Or this is like the Gen 3 and on. It just... Okay. You know, of all the things for them to work into it, it's time they could have spent on the second half of Dark Souls. Bro, or the entire cut archstone of Demon Souls, more accurately. But hello, Tass.
Will be launched from the Kimona Island
The
base to support our
the
main
snow area
operations.
that you can actually get into
Responded by deploying
if you have like a modded version of Demon Souls. I've seen people get into it and look at like what was there, because for some reason they left it in the game files.
our air superiority.
So if you can just like use a dev tool to load yourself in, like you're in, and you can see it at least in the state that it was in when they stopped working on it. So it's super not fleshed out, but that sixth archstone, or I guess it would have been the fourth if it had actually gone in, and like Shrine of Storms would have become 5-1, 5-2, and then Valley of Defilement would have been like 6-1, 6-2. Anyway, it looks really cool. It was a big like snowy mountainous area. It was gonna have like giants and stuff. It looked really cool. I like a good snow area. Although it is like, I mean, variety-wise, it would have been great. Like just for adding a little more variety into Demon Souls environment-wise. But, oh, sorry, Kimona, just for a moment. I'm not going after it. There's no reason. I was about to. I'm not doing it. I did it last time. What was I saying? Oh yeah, variety-wise, it would have been great for Demon Souls to have. God damn it. A snow area. But it honestly would have felt a little out of place. Like with the rest of Demon Souls being so like horror based. Like just so straight up like horror for the most part. I guess Boletaria, oh sorry. Chole guesses. Boletaria is not very horror. I mean, it has horror elements. Oh, that phrase is gonna ruin Chole's caveman mode, isn't it? Horror elements are present in Boletaria, but it's not like a horror area per se. But you know, you got stuff like the Valley of Defilement and like Tower of Latria. Demon Souls and like Dark Souls 1 as well had so much more like horror stuff, like so many more horror elements in them. Chole really liked it. But yeah, it is clearly an idea that maybe got brought back for Elden Ring a little bit. That's right. On Ace, it's a one-shot. No, Latria with an R. Latvia, truly terrifying.
This is Kimona Base. This rocket launch is critical. Maintain air superiority.
Chole's got the QAAM.
Is complete.
Use them or lose them. Oh, the QAAM is beautiful. That was stupid. Oh, oh, it came back around though. Hold on. Oh, it never went away. The QAAM is so dumb in this game. Chole loves the QAAM.
Attention all personnel. Complete final
For like a
launch checks
minute. That's insane. Fortunately, no expert in Ace 4. This game has expert mode. We did expert, or we finished expert rather, the last Ace 4 or Ace Combat stream. Ooh. Where's the QAAM? Oh, that wasn't the QAAM. That was the QAAM. Good old QAAM. It's free. Oh no, don't hit the ground. Looks like it's gonna make it. Oh, it's circling. It's circling. Oh, come on. It's taking another lap real quick. Yes. Are you shitting? This is the best weapon in the Ace Combat games. This is ridiculous. The shot doesn't even need to be aimed. Like, it actually doesn't. There's no aim or skill required whatsoever. If you got a QAAM, it just... It'll find its way eventually. Evading. Sure, you. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. So funny. Keeping circle press with those. Don't put ideas in Chole's head now, but hello, Dax. Oh. Chole's maybe reading chat a little too much. Destroyed is good.
This is the biggest flip I've seen so far. Mobius 1, Fox 2.
Oh. Gotta remember that the machine gun ammo is not unlimited yet. That's 5 and 0. Oh. Thank God. I was just about to say I. Sorry. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. People did say that it's only unlimited on normal mode. But considering the amount of, like, small details that people misremember about the difficulties, like, even just from playing Ace 4 on stream, it makes me wonder if maybe it's not limited until, like, expert, potentially. Just, like, a small little thing that people have, like, slightly wrong. Because there was a lot of that just streaming through AC4 with, like, the different difficulties.
Take out as many as possible.
Like, there was a lot. It's possible that it's just AC4. Only unlimited? Okay, everyone seems to agree on this one. But I have my suspicions. Ooh, don't kill me. Bastard. I just want to scare the yellows away. That's all I'm trying to do. I don't like them being here. They scare me. Son of a bitch.
Missile shot trashed. Mobius 1, get out of there.
Working on
Hard enemy radar spike.
hitting this guy. Hold on. I got a hit. That might be enough to scare them.
He's all mine.
I'll just hope. Why did it change my target back? Yeah, it looks like they're all leaving. Wonderful. Oh. Slow her down.
They're in gun range.
Beautiful.
Nice kill. Locked on. Mobius 1, Fox 2.
Come on. Beautiful. Man, it's so much nicer without the yellows here. I should have taken chat's advice and done this sooner. Like, there's still a lot happening, but it's a lot more chill.
Sky here. V2 bombers approaching from the west. Intercept them before they reach the launch site. Negative contact. Nothing on my radar.
You're still a target.
V2s are difficult to detect on radar. They're stealth.
Yeah.
Radar lock. Mobius 1, Fox 2.
I'll get to them in a second.
What's going on? Enemy fighters are stealth. 5 minutes to launch.
Yeah. Big turn. Got into AC5 again, never finished it. The thing is longer than a day fasting. AC5 is pretty long. Cramming it in for the review schedule was harder than expected. Like, it was behind schedule production-wise just because I had no idea that it was gonna be like twice as long as most Ace Combat games tend to be. Because the Ace Combat games tend to not be very long. AC5 though, that one goes on for a bit. Alright. It's a little spooky here, so we're just gonna go do the thing, call it a day. I think it's 30 missions. Is it 30? I think it's like in the high 20s or something. Some of which can be 30 minutes long. Are you telling me that 7 is gonna be longer? Is that what you're telling me right now? Because that would be good knowledge, but I gotta be sure that that's what we're talking about.
Fox 2, Fox 2.
Even then, scheduling like another game, let's say roughly as long as Ace 7, just going off of that, is nowhere near the nightmare that I am going to have in the near future when I need to figure out how the hell I'm going to review Metal Gear Solid 5. I think it's just gonna have to be a 2-week production instead of 1. I think I'm just gonna have to skip an upload on a Monday to fit it in. And even then, it is so much longer than what's normally on my schedule. It's not like slightly longer. If you weren't here when I looked it up, How Long to Beat, great website. It just, like, people go on there and they say, yeah, here's like how I played the game in terms of like, did they just do the main story? Did they do like 100%? Did they do like side missions, whatever? And they put in how long the game took them to beat and it averages it out, right? Like per category. And just getting through the main story of Metal Gear Solid 5 is apparently like 50 some hours, I think. So that I might just need to do a 2-week review schedule. It might take me like a whole week to play through it. Genuinely. Like even playing it full time, it's gonna take me like a week to get through that shit before I can even start writing the script or anything. Like half of it is repeat missions? Oh, really? That's weird. Does Metal Gear Rising count as a Metal Gear? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, it does. It certainly does. And if you thought that the Metal Gear Solid video had a good bit of like memes and jokes edited in, The Metal Gear Rising video will certainly be one for the ages when we get there. But it's near the end of the release schedule for like the whole series, which kind of sucks because like that video is going to be really fun, but it's still a ways out. Oh, I'm out of missiles? I was kind of just shooting, not really paying attention, to be honest. I mean, most missions in this game, I feel like I don't need to be preserving my missiles or anything.
15 seconds to launch. All ISAF aircraft and vehicles flow to safe area. 10.
Oh wait, yeah, we're playing AC4. Wait a second. No, there's like no missions in this game that you have to preserve your missiles. You got resupply.
1. Ignition.
Ooh, that's something that I haven't tested yet, actually. Does resupplying still repair my plane on Ace? Because that's one of the things that people have been, like, when I was talking about, like, people seem to misremember a lot of the difficulty stuff in this game. I was originally told that the resupplying only repaired the plane on normal mode. But then on hard mode, I went and resupplied and it repaired me. And it was like, oh, okay. So it's, you know, expert and ace then, I guess. It doesn't repair you. But then when we were playing on expert, I resupplied. And it repaired me.
The rocket launch proceeded smoothly and all systems are go. Preparations for providing our troops with vital tactical data is now complete.
I verified it playing myself recently. Okay. I feel like it's probably not even like when am I gonna go back for repairs on Ace? Because you know what's not happening on Ace? Is me taking a missile and surviving.
It won't be long now.
That was normally like on expert, I would take a missile and be left with like 70% damage just from that, and I would be like, okay, repair time.
Resistance, she eagerly awaited the Allied counterattack on the mainland.
But yeah, here it's just if I get hit by a missile, we
come?
reset. Like it's over.
I asked, to which she frowned. We'll run them out. This is our town. But I knew she didn't mean that from the bottom.
AA guns are a thing. They barely hurt.
13
they barely
captured her heart.
It's like a little sprinkle.
I knew this from the way she shot.
33%. You're shitting me.
As other pilots rotated out of Yellow Squadron, Yellow 4, 13's wingman, always stuck 33, by his side, even on land. The
Holy Grail is overrated.
She had Yellow 13's absolute trust as his wingman.
What Holy Grail, Perdos?
Yellow
what Holy Grail are we talking about here?
And
just to confirm,
the promising enemy pilot's performance from yesterday's skirmish. He's so close. If he manages to stay alive for just a while longer, that pilot.
I need to confirm if he's banned or not.
But when there were no such enemies to look forward to, 13's eyes were sad.
You know, I'll just leave you to the mods for that one. I'll have you know, a good number of the channel moderators are, in fact, British. So insulting Monty Python is essentially insulting their entire culture.
The troops are regrouped and ready to...
Is it bad that I've never seen it? Yes. It's like a statistical fact that having watched the Holy Grail will make you at least 5% funnier as a person.
From the landing site to the inland objective. This path allows the enemy to concentrate their fire and provides them with a distinct advantage. However, this route lies out of Stonehenge's effective range. Your mission is to reduce troop casualties at the beach landing sites.
Speaking of the Metal Gear reviews, though, I do have it pinned in the pinned message in chat. I was like, whoops, already said. Okay, anyway. But new Metal Gear video is tomorrow because it's already Sunday somehow. Like, I don't know how the hell it's Sunday already, but yeah, new video tomorrow. It's Ghost Babel, the Game Boy one, because I apparently review Game Boy games now. after deciding that I had to do a video for Ace Combat Advance, I am now someone who is in the territory of Game Boy reviews. So, Ghost Babel video tomorrow. So the result of them saying like, hey, what if we took this hit game that we just put out, Metal Gear Solid, and what if we put it on the Game Boy? And the results are interesting. Gonna have to review all the Pokemon games. I don't think I could do Pokemon, man. I really don't think I could. I can barely sit through one Pokemon game. I mean, I haven't since I was a kid. I haven't even gotten like half of the gym badges in a Pokemon game since I was like 10 years old. And for a while, I kept thinking like, oh, this game looks pretty good. I think I'll have to get this one. And then it would come out and people would be like, oh, it's great. It's new Pokemon, so good. And I would buy it. And then I would get like a gym badge before I got bored and dropped it. Looking at you, Pokemon Sword.
Nice kill. We're on the beach.
Big N copyright. Oh, Big N is Nintendo. I was like, who is Big N? Who is copyright claiming or striking a Pokemon review? And then, yeah, Nintendo's like, hey. You're playing our games on your YouTube channel?
Hard enemy radar spike.
Whoa, bucko, that's clearly not allowed, okay? All right, you can't be doing that.
This is Unit T. We're on the beach.
This mission kind of fucking sucks. See, I feel like these are the things that by the time I've done the highest difficulty runs, I find things that I enjoy more from time to time than I did when I was reviewing the game originally. And then there are some things that I enjoyed when I played the first time that by the end of the fourth time, I'm just like, all right, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And this mission is one of those. This mission is like, I do not want to have to play this mission anymore. Please let me go.
Surface target destroyed. Sam destroyed.
Bombs help here a lot. Well, my dumbass brought the QAAM. So we're in for a real good one.
AA guns destroyed. Missile hit.
Am I the guy who keeps rushing all the Ace Combat games? Maybe? What do you mean rushing?
Surface target destroyed.
With anti-ground weapons? Yeah, this is... Having only missiles is not going to help me out, like at all. Whoa! Or doing that. I think it's this game that you can go faster by just going up. I've seen it. I've seen the stall thing. Someone put it in Discord like earlier this week, and I saw it. It's Ace 5. It is, or at least maybe it applies to multiple PS2 games. Oh no, because the physics in 4 and 5 are totally different. You can probably do it in 0 though. Since it's a thing in Ace 5, you could almost definitely do it in 0.
Surface target destroyed.
But because the physics are different, I doubt you could do it in 4.
Enemy facility destroyed. Box
Oh
2.
wait, aren't tanks only, yeah, they're only one missile here. Please. Oh yeah.
Surface target destroyed.
That quick ace player. I don't want to mess with you, buddy.
Bandit confirmed at vector 270.
I mean, the games aren't very long. For the most part. Five was longer. 5 I feel like was
Box 2.
more like average game length. Because I would say that on the whole, the Ace Combat games are normally short. Because they're what? If I had to like average them out, they're probably like 4 or 5 hours a piece on average to just play through like from front to back. Oh. Thanks for stealing my kill, you bitch. Depends on learning curve. Oh, I guess. Yeah, like if you get stuck on a mission, then it definitely is longer. But... Ooh, ow. 38%. Jesus. Ooh, 48. Okay, so they deal like 10% a bullet, roughly, it seems. That's still pretty brutal for AA guns. That's a lot. Those are some juicy targets. I like those. My dumbass didn't bring bombs for the beach mission.
Enemy vehicle destroyed. Mobius 1, box 2.
There we go.
Enemy bombardment has ceased.
That was a cleaner run. Also took me like 6 hours for Ace 4 because of Tango Line and Whiskey Corridor. Tango Line. Flashbacks to last stream. Some of you were here. Some of you know what happened. The rest don't need to know. Plain and simple. Give me the helicopter. Give me the battery. I should probably just go grab missiles soon. Chole go boom in the desert. Hey, I didn't go boom in the desert. I went boom in the jungle, okay? Very different. Kind of looks like Omaha Beach. I'm fairly certain that that was the intent with this one. It definitely feels to me like that's what they were going for, at least. Hold on. This is a good spot to get caught up. AA guns are the biggest enemy. I guess if you get pretty close to them and you're flying slow, then yeah, they hurt a lot, definitely. Means Stonehenge has fun. Yes. Dude, the amount of close calls with Stonehenge when I was playing it last stream too. It was honestly really fun. I was pushing it like way too hard with the Stonehenge timing. I would be like, he would be warning me over and over in my ear saying that it was gonna fire soon. And until he started the 5-second countdown, I wasn't lowering my altitude at all. So we had a good few moments where he would say like 5 to start counting down, and I would be at like 6,000 feet. And you need to be below 2,000. So I would have like 4 seconds to go from like mid dogfight up at 6,000 feet to like below 2,000. And it was really, it was some asshole clenching action. It was very close repeatedly. I somehow never got shot down doing that. Like, Stonehenge never took me out, but I was playing way too loose with it. I should have gotten shot down for what I was doing. Like, I deserved it. But I kept getting below the limit just in time. We had some crazy last second nosedives to get away from it. So yeah, can confirm, no repairs on Ace. That bit is true. Love Sky Eye. Sky Eye is just like your guy who warns you about stuff like that, right? In 4?
Enemy facility destroyed.
Like when Stonehenge is gonna shoot, he's the guy doing the countdown and stuff.
Bandit confirmed at vector 270. He's beyond my league.
Oh, shit.
AA
Gustavo.
guns destroyed.
That is
Enemy
good.
radar spike. Enemy facility destroyed.
I just had to make sure I was on the same page.
Fox 2. Enemy facility destroyed. Bandit confirmed.
One of the
at
coolest
vector
things in Ace
070.
Combat lore. It might be, I don't know. It's like definitely up there for my favorite super weapon from what I've seen so far.
Enemy facility destroyed.
I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's up there. Update. I got it. I got it.
Shoot down all incoming enemy aircraft.
A10s are easy. No problem.
Is that one of ours? A10 shot down.
Oh, whoa.
Locked on.
They're pulling some
Missile hit.
quick maneuvers for A10s.
Missile shot.
Whoa,
tracked.
I've never seen an A10 move like this before.
Locked on.
What is happening?
Target is neutralized.
Put the fear of God in him.
You're in gun range. Target hit. Target is neutralized.
Hello.
Missed. Fox 2, Fox 2. I'm in position. Engaged. Whoa. Mobius 1, Fox 2.
Oh my God, chat. You know what was painful to watch, like in real time over the last couple days?
Locked on.
There was this guy who came across the Ace Combat review series, like recently, like 2 or 3 days ago, right? And he starts commenting, like he comments on the first one, but then he also comments on the second one. And I'm like, oh, okay, he's watching through them. You know, I noticed that he's watched the first and the second back to back. But there's a pattern throughout this guy's comments. And that pattern is that, like, every single time, I shit you not, he's like comparing every one of the games to Ace Zero and saying how much better Ace Zero does stuff. And so I just had to sit here like, oh, I know how this story ends. Oh boy. And sure enough, he last night, I think, or maybe it was like yesterday morning, I don't know, my timelines are as always awful, but he gets to the Ace Zero review and he definitely had one of the stronger reactions to that video, to put it lightly. Missed my ass. Come on.
Enemy radar spike.
What did I miss? Plane go zoom. Oh, you guys. You know what I have that's suddenly useful?
Enemy radar spike.
QAAM. How could I forget? How could I forget the QAAMs? My press button win game button. All of a sudden, the QAAMs were the right pick. You all laughed at me for not bringing bombs, but look at me now. That guy's dead. It's gonna take a minute, but he's dead. Why did it change my target to him again? This A10, he's dead. Give it a minute. That's the MiG, that's the A10. That guy's dead. Give it a second. The payoff finally came. It was all worth it. Oh, I missed him again. I'm just watching it on the radar.
5 o'clock.
Come on. Oh my god, it actually went away.
It's no good.
I could have watched it. I was nervous that it wouldn't pull up because I was holding it.
Shot down a target. Good job, Mobius.
I didn't want to lose on the last target and have to redo that.
Confirmed splash on all A10s. Unit B appears to have secured.
Made me
ground
enjoy it
reach.
more. I do. I like the idea behind it.
Unit B commander, didn't you have some messages?
I think they could have done it more interestingly.
This is Sergeant Collins. I've taken over command of Unit B.
Hold up on the
Thanks
D-pad.
for the supporting
Oh,
fire.
autopilot. Yeah. I forget that that's a thing, to be
Roger,
honest.
This is headquarters. Mission complete.
Gets better on replays. It definitely feels like it will get better on replays. And I'm pretty sure I said that in the video too.
Was established
That like in the same way that I said in the 5 video that I thought that I would not enjoy it as much after replaying it. I feel like I'll enjoy 0 more after replaying it. But like, the whole format is just like thoughts after first playing it pretty much. So even though I can throw those in as like little, you know, notes at the end, 0 on a first playthrough, just front to back, it didn't feel like it clicked the way that 4 and 5 did. Ooh, hold on. How many Halo fans do we have in here?
Erusian forces on
This is somewhat unrelated, but actually kind of similar, I guess. How many Halo fans do we have in here?
It utilizes unique terrain features that make it virtually impregnable.
Because this is a good one.
By attacking and neutralizing the combat power
I feel so validated on what has been one of my
within range of stun.
really spicy Halo opinions for a long time.
More than a match for it.
Halo fan right here. I've said for a long time that I think Reach's campaign is very okay. It's not that great. And that's always been one of my spiciest Halo takes. And I actually recently compared Ace Combat 0 and Halo Reach. Because it's like thickest atmosphere, darkest atmosphere, like kind of grittiest in their respective series. Like there's a weird amount of similarities that I could keep going with on Reach, but especially one of my spiciest Halo Reach takes for a long time has been that I don't think Noble Squad is very interesting. I think they're kind of flat and boring. Oh, speaking of Tango Line, and that's always been one that for people who really like Halo Reach, that my opinions on Halo Reach tend to not go over well. And last night I was playing Halo Reach on False's stream. She's been playing all the Halo games for the first time, and I've been playing them with her in co-op, right? So we played like the first half of Halo Reach last night, from the beginning through to George's death, for people who know the game, right? And False, near the end of this play session, said something that made me so happy, completely unwarranted. She's never heard me talk about Halo Reach, at least not this specifically before. But she randomly just kind of goes, like, after a cutscene, she's like, I can tell that they really want me to care about these characters, but, like, they're just boring. Like, I really don't care. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. It's not just me. Like, she doesn't have that, like, nostalgia. She hasn't played the game multiple times over to, like, pick out the finer details that are easy to miss or anything. Like, her first impression of Noble Team is just like, man, like, I can tell that I'm supposed to care, but I really don't. I was like, oh my God, this is one of the happiest moments of you reacting to these games so far. One of my biggest disappointments was that Halo 3 so far is her favorite. Because I'm also like, Halo 3 is really good, but it's not my favorite Halo game. So when she said that so far it's her favorite, that was my disappointing moment, but I'll take the win on her not thinking that Noble Team is very interesting. There's no way he didn't take bombs. Bro, the qualms. It's all about the qualms. To be honest, it's because I only have the qualms bought for this mission. Or, sorry, mission for this plane. I want to buy the Wyvern before it's over. Why didn't you have bombs? To be honest, I forgot. And I just kind of went through. And now that I'm here, it's like, yeah, bombs would speed this up a good bit, wouldn't it? But oh well. You know what is great? Is that I can do this. Just shoot and forget. Use a different jet? Man, what do you mean use a different jet? Do you see this? You see this? This is a beautiful piece of machinery right here that you are witnessing. Oh, that didn't hit me. Lucky. It takes someone new to remove the rose-colored lenses. Yeah, with Reach, like, for a long time, I was like, oh yeah, like, Emil is really cool, and like, June is really cool. But now, like, after, like, getting more involved in game stuff, like, professionally, and going back to Reach, I'm always like, man, this story could have been told so much better than it is. Every edgy teen thought Emil was cool. Exactly. And to be honest, I still think Emil is cool. But I also think that it's kind of like partially just because I've played Halo Reach so many times. Like, I know Emil. If you just pop in for the first time like she has, and it's like, who's this guy? Why do I care about what happens to this guy? It's like, well, he has a really cool helmet. So yeah, you should definitely care because his helmet is cool. He scratched a skull into his helmet because he's that cool. Oh, sweet Jesus. I'm trying to aim on this. Thank you.
10 seconds to impact.
Ooh, ooh, ah, woo! It's happening again.
Aircraft hit the deck and prepare for impact.
I honestly missed the initial warning. That wasn't on purpose. I genuinely did not hear the initial warning for it.
Approaching point of return. Maintain current course.
If you picked bad internet connection, you're terminally online. It would be a pick for me. Because when my internet starts to go out or like has some issues, like the ISP's having issues, it's so infuriating.
1 mile to touchdown.
Like, I could take 10
Slow down, speed's too high.
sorry. I could take 10 seconds of toe pain over, like, my internet not working. Case rested.
Nicely
Okay,
done,
I'm
Mobius
maybe
one. Go
a little
prepare for
terminally
your next
online.
sortie.
But rotting away on a runway in Moscow? Wait, what? Do not go back to base before Stonehenge fires, you will die. Wait. Like, if you pop back up at the default altitude, like, as it fires, it will just kill you. That's amazing, because it pauses the normal game state when you go here, right?
Return to your mission, Mobius
You
one.
can tell because the timer freezes and, like, it stores the position of other jets and stuff. Like, you can tell that it just freezes the game state when you leave and then resumes it when you come back. So with the right timing, it would just immediately kill you. And now I kind of want to see it. But it's not worth 20 more minutes of Tango Line to see it.
Enemy facility destroyed.
This is... we make it work.
AA guns destroyed.
Like the end game plane from one of the endings on 3, it looks like General Resources end game fighter, right? Is that the one? I remember things sometimes. Could just do it in free mission. Oh, I could. This is a very cool plane though, man. UPO? UPO? Really? What's the general resource one?
Base at vector 350, 8 miles. Enemy facility destroyed.
You know, roughly speaking, because I mean they're all kind of, you know, bullshit. But
Got my hands full. Radar lock. Shack on the target.
they have enough health to get hit twice. I'm not gonna bother with the ones all the way in there.
Mobius 1, Fox 2.
The time spent would not be worth the points. XFA 36A.
VTOL base at vector 340.
Is it just purely fictional? Or is that a real thing?
Enemy facility destroyed.
Oh, Jesus, there's a lot in there. See, like, this is where I would really like to have bombs. I mean, we're just not gonna get, like, amazing scores. I can't even really effectively get at them. It's not worth it. I'm leaving. I can go somewhere else. I don't need a good rank. I just need to get through on Ace. Like on Expert, I was doing all the S ranks to get the Wyvern to unlock, but now rank is like a bonus. I'm not really worried about it. If I just hit the minimum and I make it to the end without getting hit by a missile, I'm good.
Enemy facility destroyed.
And I've got 11 and a half minutes on the clock still, so we should be fine. Can't you switch at the return line? Yes, but the question is, can I buy special weapons in that menu?
Enemy facility destroyed.
Because I don't own the alternate weapon for this thing. I haven't paid for it.
Enemy facility destroyed.
Man, this thing turns so fast. I'm more adjusted to it, but I still have those moments where I'm way over spinning. Because it goes. Yeah, I didn't, or I was assuming I wouldn't be able to.
Keep your guard up.
Oh, what's over here?
Supply base
Gunboat.
170, 8 miles.
He's dead.
What's slowing you down? Maintain a
If Joel's still on Tango. Isn't that exactly what happened last time? Didn't you,
Fighters approaching.
didn't you go to take a shower and came back like 25 minutes later or so, and I was still on Tango Line?
Destroyed.
Jesus. That's a little scary.
Mobius 1, Fox 2. Enemy vessel sunk.
It definitely won't happen this time. For sure.
Fox 2. Sam destroyed.
Alright, Muhammad, we'll see you around. New Metal Gear video tomorrow is exciting. Oh! Speaking of,
Sunk. Fox 2, Fox 2. Missed.
hey chat, I have trivia, okay? Not really trivia, it's more like take a guess sort of thing. But for review series enjoyers, if you guys had to guess what review video out of the Armored Core, Ace Combat, and Metal Gear series has the most watch time,
Fox 2, Fox 2.
so not the most views,
AA artillery.
but the most like actual seconds that people have spent watching the video. What do you guys think it would be? Because as of last night, there is a new king.
Coming from Stonehenge.
One has overtaken the rest. One has hit a mark that is, I think, a new milestone. It is at least for reviews. It might not be for other stuff,
4.
like shorts or
Impact.
like I guess those videos that I have that are like purely made for search, like the guide videos and stuff. But as far as like the review stuff goes, there's a new king. Armored Core 3. A man can dream. It is Metal Gear Solid. It's the video that's not even 2 weeks old yet.
Mobius 1, Fox 2.
Is the one that Lifetime has had the most time being watched. Or people have spent the most time watching it, rather. I worded that poorly. It has overtaken all other reviews in less than 2 weeks, which is crazy.
Facility destroyed.
Most views. Metal Gear Solid has the most views out of anything like recent. But a lot of the Armored Core videos still have Metal Gear Solid beat in terms of views. I think the most viewed
Fox 2.
review series video is still Armored Core 5, if I'm not mistaken. Which I'm still like almost 100% sure that that video is the most viewed.
Sam
Because I straight up said, like, in my title and thumbnail, I was like, you know, the game isn't actually that bad. And people were just like, what do you mean the game isn't that bad? This game is dog shit. This game killed my family.
Enemy central base confirmed destroyed.
Tekken 8 review, you should think about it. I think Tekken's on the list for like potential future review series, and I think I'm gonna start polling for future ones soon,
Destroyed.
which isn't like because we're all that close to getting to the next review series by any means. Like we're still a good couple months away from me starting anything new, but I polled for the Armored Core series back when that was running. I think I ran the poll for like 6 weeks or so, like a month and a half, genuinely.
Fox 2, Fox 2.
Because I want to make sure that like as many people that watch the videos can vote as possible. I ran those for a really long time. And now that I'm doing 2 review series, it's like, okay, well, I need to make sure that everyone from the Ace Combat and the Metal Gear series are able to get their votes in. So this is gonna be like the long ass polling process. And I'm not 100% like set on it, but I think I might go back to doing one at a time. Like one series at a time. I kind of like just being able to like blow through one thing front to back, like really quickly. It's kind of nice to alternate as well, but I kind of miss just having like one thing that I was just going through really fast, week to week. Music is hitting. The music is always hitting, especially in the PS2 games. And Ace Combat 2, don't get me wrong. Ace Combat 2 still has one of the better ones. For the Tekken tournament to actually happen in the campaign. Oh, you mean the, like the actual King of Iron Fist to happen in the story? That would be nice. I think it might. In the launch trailer, right after they had like Kazuya announce it, they had Jin and Hwoarang fight like in the arena stage. And it was clearly a story moment. Like they have a special intro that I've seen before for like any match, right? Just generally. But the launch trailer had like an actual cutscene going into it. Like it had a different setup. So I think we're gonna at least see some of it. I don't know exactly what they're doing with it, but it looks like it.
Fox 2, enemy vessel sunk.
And because the game is cross-platform and stuff, I have considered for a Tekken stream doing a like an open entry tournament for chat for anyone playing Tekken relatively after it comes out. Like I'll probably wait a week or two and then see if I want to do it. Because it also just depends if people like the Tekken streams or not.
Nice kill.
Hit him. No, you bastard.
Target hit.
You know, I'm really not that far off from S rank, I don't think. I could be wrong, but assuming I've been on A rank for a while, I've got 2.5 minutes left as well. I genuinely might get the S rank without bombs. It seems like it's within reach. Can't even play on release day. Yeah, I'm waiting. Sort of just so that people, like, A, I can feel out if people like the Tekken streams and know if it's even worth doing, but B, anyone who would be playing will have time to, like, pick up the game, play some characters a bit, you know, all that, before I do it. Am I gonna do a series review on those? DMC was one of the more highly voted ones last time.
Coming from Stonehenge.
Oh, more Stonehenge.
Die, you SOB!
So it's possible. Will I include the anime? Since anime, I don't think I'll include the anime.
8,
Because like I do have
6, 5, 4, impact.
like some
Out of missiles.
writing stuff, but writing chops, I guess is the word. I don't know what word I'm really looking for, to be honest. Like I have a solid understanding of like storytelling and narrative and all that, but game design is kind of like my shtick. I'm still surprised Nier did so poorly in the polls. Nier did really well. Okay, Nier, it finished, I think, outside of the top 5, if I remember right. But Nier was scary close to winning early on. Like, anyone who saw it really early on would know. But Nier, I think, was like 2nd place for the first few days of voting on that poll.
Watch me earn my ace weeks today.
It, yeah.
All enemy facilities heavily damaged. Our troops should face minimal resistance. Mission complete. All aircraft RTB.
Hold on, I'm going to find the poll. I can get it real quick. This video should have it, right? Oh no, because yeah, hold on. That video did have it at one point. Where's the last Raven video? Here it is. Here it is. This was the first time that I ran it. Booyah. Over DMC. Bro, DMC would be wild. Here was where the last poll, like, finished. Hold on. Let me... You're welcome. No, Drakengard, it was in 5th place, like, at the end of the voting. And it was at a time in, like, 2nd place. It was scary. Because I was like, please, for the love of God, don't make me talk about that story. Like, I do not want to have to dig into that story right now. That would be a shit show. I've talked about it before, and I've pulled this up on stream and talked about it before. But I made 100 sock accounts to vote for Ace Combat. What's great about straw poll is that for stuff like that is they do have like bot protection. They've got like IP what's it called? They have IP specific voting so that it's like each IP address gets 1 vote on the poll, which is something that I use just so that people can't go in and like super inflate it just to get the one thing they want. They actually do have a great amount of protection, thankfully, for stuff like that. But I was surprised by how high Drakengard was. I actually was surprised by Metal Gear as well, because I was just like, Armored Core and Metal Gear, I guess, have a lot of crossover. Not like Ace Combat, I knew that people would vote for this because so many people during the Armored Core series were like, have you ever considered doing Ace Combat? I originally, when I was writing out this list to do the poll with, Ace Combat was never on there. It got added because so many people brought it up in the comments. So I kind of knew. And then, yeah, suspicions were confirmed. Kingsfield was way higher than I would have expected. Halo and Metroid were both way higher than I would have expected. Some of the other things that were wild to me was like, yeah, some of the ones that got like no votes. Like, it's crazy to me that Grand Theft Auto, being Grand Theft Auto, right? Like, it's Grand Theft Auto. Got so few votes. Just some of these games that are like massive that everyone was like, no. I don't really know. Where did I was gonna say, where did BioWare end up? BioWare and Bethesda actually tied in interest. Yeah, there were a lot of these that I was like surprised. Oh, Mega Man is on the list. I forgot that Mega Man was even on this list. It's not 2013 anymore. Give it another year. GTA will be back. It might be partially just because, like, there hasn't been one in so
The
long.
Tango Line and are now in control.
Splinter Cell would be nice. Splinter Cell was on there, right?
Field HQ was established in order
I think
to
so.
spearhead a deeper invasion into the mainland,
If not,
as
it's
well
on the
as
list
attack
now, but I think it
Stonehenge.
was on there when I ran it. I see no Tango Line. Yeah, Tango Line is done. Ooh, I keep almost doing that. That was the review save file. That is a sacred save file. It stays as is, untouched. Sekiro has less in common with Souls games than Armored Core 6. I don't know if that's true.
Are under threat of attack by Erusian fighters. On board are the engineers
know if
responsible
that's
for
true.
Stonehenge, as well as their families. They are offering information in exchange
GTA's
for
time is over, old man who is younger than me.
one of the aircraft is flying at an extremely
GTA,
low
I mean, the 6 trailer, like, broke YouTube's record for most views and engagement in 24 hours on a video.
area safely.
So it's definitely one that, like, when GTA 6 is even close to release, like, once there's a definitive release date, I feel like GTA in general is gonna have another, like, big resurgence. I might actually be able to afford that without selling more stuff. I did sell some stuff at the beginning, but, like, I genuinely probably could save up for that and wait until, like, the very end. Grand Theft Auto has always kinda sucked. It's never been perfect, but it's always had like a definite value to it, you know? Like, for me, ever since Red Dead 1 came out, I've always been like, yeah, I like Red Dead more. But GTA still has its place because it's just, it's goofy, it's silly, it's over the top. Like, Red Dead is Rockstar's actual, like, artsy fartsy one. It's like the same formula, but they're taking it seriously. GTA is where they just kind of go crazy with it.
This will assist the ISAP escort.
Negative. We cannot maintain cabin pressure if we climb.
Where is this?
Let the passengers see what's going
Are they
on.
low? Oh, Jesus, the mip mapping. Holy.
Just keep flying and
I
leave
forgot
your radius
that this mission is just wild on the nightly builds. There we go. Qualms for the win.
Maintain altitude.
How do I? There we go. Is actually Nagase from Ace 2. Where do they? Does she say it at the beginning of the mission? Isn't that where it comes from? I'm surprised that they didn't just, like, oh, I guess in Ace 2 they never actually properly named her K Nagase there. So I was gonna say, like, I'm surprised that they didn't just, like, have her name there,
Mobius 1 shot down a target.
but it might actually make sense in that regard. Where's the QAAM going?
Down a target.
Whoa. There it is.
This is Air Ixion
Oh,
Flight
hold on.
701. We're carrying civilians. Don't shoot.
Kratos is better written in the new games.
I repeat, we have civilians on board. Hold
I
your
have
fire.
not played the newer,
6,000 feet.
what's it called?
Flight 701. Enemy aircraft are
The newer God of Wars.
almost out of reach.
The last one that I played was Ascension. I was trying to remember what it was called for a second.
Our lives are in your hands.
I still haven't played either of the new God of Wars. I've played all of them like up to Ascension though, including like Chains of Olympus and stuff. Like I played the PSP games too. Oh, that one wasn't as fun.
Mobius 1, Sky Eye here. Both aircraft have exited the combat area safely. There were no losses. The mission was a success.
Sky Eye, this is Flight 701.
I finally beat Ragnarok. The new DLC is fun. The free DLC was unexpected for sure. Like that being at the Game Awards out of nowhere was wild. I don't understand why people think a fight between Leon from Resident Evil and Joel from The Last of Us is a close matchup. I saw that recently. I also don't understand why people even think it's anywhere close. Like, sure, Joel is a survivor. He's competent. But like, if you think that Joel even stands a chance, I don't think you've played Resident Evil 4 or 6. Like, you must only be familiar with Leon like as a rookie officer, like literal first day on the job, or you're just not familiar with him at all. If you think it's even close, because it's crazy. Joel would get his ass whooped.
By those means
no contest.
The resistance blew up the squadron's runway.
You ever see those edits where people break down like every category? And sometimes it'll just be a shitpost where they give like every single category to one person. That would unironically be Leon and Joel. Like Leon wins every metric when it comes to them fighting.
Bellyached about this all the time to me.
There's no scenario in which Joel outclasses him in anything.
Being taken out while I'm grounded.
Genuinely.
Now I understand 13's feelings.
Got killed by some random chumps, literally. Okay, well, people kept comparing, like people on the Resident Evil side of it kept saying like, oh, but did you see what happened to Joel at the beginning of 2? To be at least a little fair, to compare it to that scene is to ignore that Joel literally had his leg blown off at the beginning of that scene. To be at least a little fair to Joel on that one.
Weapon that has plagued ISAF for so long. Since it was designed to shoot down asteroids, a few small fighters flying unpredictable high speed.
RE2 or 6, Leon, big difference. People were saying, or when they were posting pictures of it, they were using RE4 Leon.
Disrupts our radar and missile guidance systems.
Which, if you ask me, is Leon at his peak physically? Because like in 6, he's still super badass, but he's not doing the wacky shit he was doing in 4. He's not suplexing zombies and blowing their heads open. He's not blowing their heads open with a single roundhouse kick the way he does in RE4. I shit you not. Resident Evil 4 Leon is a superhuman. Like, not even joking. He is. At least in the classic game. Like, if you've played the original RE4, you know that, like, sometimes you roundhouse kick a Ganado and their head literally just explodes from the force of the kick. Just like whole head open. Brains everywhere. He's not human in that game. He is on some shit. I don't know what he's on, but it's something crazy. I don't know what they gave him. Because, like, good lord above. Fights to Spanish guitar. Oh, and after this mission, I'm just gonna sell stuff to buy the Wyvern. I'll use it for the final act of the game. Because that's the plane that's gonna feel like cheating. Out of anything. I mean, this plane already is really good.
Stonehenge is responsible for the loss of many aces.
Only guitar Joel knows is a Pearl Jam song.
Be sure to make it back.
Hey, Pearl Jam is not bad. They're not. They got good songs. I think everyone has at least one Pearl Jam song. Right? Everyone enjoys a little Pearl Jam from time to time. Like, they got their moments. They got their tracks. I could name you a few good Pearl Jam songs off the top of my head. I don't even have to look. And that's saying a lot for me. I'm normally, like, if it's not a band that I'm super into, I normally can't just name songs off the top of my head. Like, I have to open my Spotify and look. Pearl Jam, I could name you songs. Especially, I mean, me and some of my friends from high school have made like a running bit out of the song Even Flow by Pearl Jam. Because we all think that we all like the song, but we all think that the chorus just sounds ridiculous. So it's been a running bit for us for years at this point. So Even Flow always immediately comes to mind for me now when I think Pearl Jam. Wait, what? What blew you up? That wasn't me.
I got him in my sights.
Nothing wrong with Nickelback either. Nope. Nickelback's got songs. You ever heard Rockstar by Nickelback? Because I swear to you, anyone who talks shit about Nickelback, they've never heard the song Rockstar.
Sam destroyed.
It's no piece of art,
AA guns destroyed.
but it's way more fun to listen to than it has any right to be. That song will change how you view Nickelback. I'm telling you. Jesus, those AA guns. Like, I'm zooming by them too. I'm making a point to not go slowly. One of the members of Tool... Did I just get shot by Stonehenge? I absolutely did. God damn this mission. The Nickelback vocalist is in AC7? No, he's not. Don't lie to me.
Stonehenge is responsible for the loss of many aces.
Rockstar is counteracted by photograph. Okay. That's fair. I'm gonna open my Spotify in a second because that's actually fair. Photograph is a shit song. This is not distracted flying.
Use your guns to destroy the jamming devices.
Hold on. I have 5 liked songs from Nickelback. Oh, someday. How you remind me? Okay, these are good songs. These are counteracting Photograph now. These are good songs.
Jamming facility destroyed. Radar is clear.
These are like, I grew up in the 2000s. The fact that I have these songs on playlists on my Spotify, it's one of those bands that you can just instantly be like, oh, yeah, 2000s kid. Don't shoot me!
Sam destroyed. AA guns destroyed.
God damn, Stonehenge is a little spooky sometimes.
Damn it. He's on my tail. It won't be easy to destroy. Mobius 1, he's on you. Turn on!
Real men like Nickelback and drink colorful cocktails. The colorful cocktails thing is funny. I do have a friend who, when we go out, he always gets the girly drinks, and it's hilarious. Like, you know, if it's like pink, man, there's no way he's not gonna order it. Why? Why Stonehenge? How did I never get shot down by this thing before streaming AC4?
Stonehenge is responsible for the loss of many aces. We're in need of new heroes.
Real men drink colorful cocktails. To be honest, I probably would if I drank. Because I really like sweet, like I have a terrible sweet tooth, so I probably would drink colorful cocktails if I drank. Just fly low. I always fly low, except for when I don't. 60% of the time, every time. Son of a bitch, the jammer, I always forget.
Guns to destroy the jamming devices. Jamming facility destroyed. Radar is clear.
There's a dog that's supposed to be a 3D model, but it's just a PNG. Wonderful. Dog model. Or actually, lack of dog model, I guess. You're telling me they didn't have the Call of Duty Ghosts dog model? Does anyone remember that marketing campaign? Call of Duty Ghosts might have had one of the worst marketing campaigns in gaming history. If you know, you know. If you know. The dog models, the fish AI. Call of Duty Ghosts seriously had one of the most stupid marketing campaigns ever.
Fire is too intense. We can't get any closer.
Target is neutralized. 6 targets remaining.
Whoa.
AA guns destroyed. Mobius 1, Fox 2. Sam destroyed.
We shoot that. Pull around. Shoot you a little bit.
Fox 2. Target destruction confirmed.
Go for it, Mobius 1. Take it out.
I'm working on it. When a game is bereft of ideas, add a dog. I mean, what they tried to do with the dog was like kinda admirable, but man,
Sam destroyed.
like of all the games to try to pull that off, the Call of Duty might not have been the one. Cause like the idea is good. Like having, what's it called? Like special forces trained German Shepherd at your side, like as a companion, and integrating him into the gameplay and stuff. It's a good idea for a shooter. But Call of Duty does not have the dev time to pull something like that off, especially not like a decade ago. Like maybe now, but even saying that, I know how the MW3 campaign came out. It's a good idea. Honestly, it's just, it wasn't the game for it. The fish AI is just legendarily stupid. And if you don't know the lore behind fish AI or dog models, in the marketing for Call of Duty Ghosts, they had an underwater level in the game. And so they genuinely made a point in the marketing to be like, we have created the industry's most advanced fish AI. And essentially all it was that they had like schools of fish that would kind of like go around in the underwater level and just do their thing. But then if you ever got close to them, they would like swim away and scatter. And they genuinely were like marketing it as advanced fish AI. I'm trying to think. What? Oh, sorry, the dog model. Yeah, with the dog character Riley, they were genuinely marketing that they had the most advanced next-gen dog model. Like they used the phrase dog model. It's not just me making it sound stupid. That's genuinely what they called it. They were like, we have the most next-generation dog model. The marketing campaign for Ghosts was like legendary amounts of stupid. Incredible. I love it.
Still okay.
They got nothing on big bass fishing for the PS1. The fish AI, man, I don't know. That fish AI was pretty advanced. You gotta give them credit.
Box 2.
They did have the fish AI. They really did. Can't take that away from them. When Valve made Cockroach AI in 1971. Cockroach AI. You know, there are some things that just sound really dumb when you say them out loud. Fish AI, next gen dog model, Cockroach AI. Only good ones in the last 20 years was World at War. Now, there's some good stuff to come from COD in recent years, but like, the thing with COD is that it's always... I've talked about it before. Every Call of Duty game has, like, it's good and it's bad. Like, there's no Call of Duty game that's just like, oh, this game is a banger. Like, everything in this game is good. There really isn't. Like, maybe Black Ops 1. That's about it. Jason Cooper, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. That's like the actual only one that I can think of. Like, Black Ops 1 probably had the most quality across the board. But other than that, like, in more recent years... Oh, son of a bitch. Are you kidding me? Mission accomplished, mission failed. Fuck my ass. Okay.
Stonehenge is responsible
We do it again.
for the loss of many aces. We're in need of new heroes. Be sure to make
Sorry, Infinite Warfare. Great campaign. Got off to a good start, zombies-wise. Multiplayer was never very good. Zombies in the second half of its season went to shit. World War II, great zombies. Super, super underrated zombies. Very underrated. But the campaign was terrible. The multiplayer wasn't very good. The multiplayer is supposedly good now. They did like some massive overhaul to all the core systems in the multiplayer in like the final season of the game, like right before BO4 came out. And I've never played it personally. I never went back to see it. But people say that World War II's multiplayer after that overhaul was actually really good. I have no personal experience, so could all be bullshit. Who knows? I'm trying to think. BO4. Infinite Warfare is the one with Jon Snow. And Jon Snow is a terrible character. He's genuinely like the worst part of that campaign. He is so wasted in that game. It's partially the writing, but also like his performance wasn't that good. Like it's probably because the script was bad in terms of his character, because the script in that game is actually really good on the whole. But his character is really poorly written. And I think that he just had a hard time trying to like make anything out of it, if that makes sense. I don't think it's entirely his fault that the acting isn't even all that great for that character. But his character's not good. But the campaign on the whole is really good. Infinite Warfare's campaign is like one of those instances where you're like, oh, okay, so like Call of Duty with the right team behind it and with like a clear vision from the beginning, they can make good single player. It's just they almost never do. Because that game is genuinely good. If you just played it, like if you picked it up on sale for a few bucks just to play the campaign, you would not be disappointed. Like if you got it for, I don't know, $5 to $10 and you just played the single player, you'd probably be pretty happy with it. I would be, at least. Black Ops 4 was probably one of the larger misses, but it wasn't that like anything in Black Ops 4 was bad. It's just that none of it was great. Like the Battle Royale was okay. The zombies was okay. The multiplayer was okay. But like the game as a whole, just not super memorable. So like that's probably one of the larger misses in recent years. It was truly awful in the Silent Hill 2 movie. Sorry, the Silent Hill 2 movie? I know that they did a Silent Hill movie. Did they do more than one? Because that would be news to me. Don't shoot me, Stonehenge, I swear to God. What came after Black Ops 4? Oh, Modern Warfare 19. Good campaign, terrible multiplayer. Probably the worst third game mode out of the entire franchise. Like the Spec Ops in that game was so bad. Like not even worth the time to even just try it out. It's awful. Don't bother. And the second one is awful. They're both awful. If the second one is, assuming. The first one is awful. Sean Bean returns in the sequel. Great. Wonderful. You know, if anything, Sean Bean wasn't the worst part of that movie. I haven't seen the Silent Hill movie in a long time. I should maybe watch it again as like one of those reminders of the dark ages of video game adaptations. Back in the day of like, what if we took this game that has a large established fan base that loves the game, like the source material, and what if we threw the source material out to bring in an audience that's not the audience that we already have guaranteed if we just stick to the source? We've mostly moved past that. Although the Halo series is releasing a season 2 so far, so like, just, you know, thoughts and prayers for all the Halo fans out there when that comes out. If it's anything like the first season of it, yeah. Anyway. Any crazy guesses for what they might do to like intentionally piss off Halo fans this season? Speaking of, do you think they'll do anything on the level of like that one narrative choice in season 1, like the most infamous narrative choice at this point, in my opinion, from season 1? That the entire destruction of Planet Reach was actually a result of Master Chief not being able to keep his dick in his Spartan suit. Being written by the exact same team. Yeah, I don't expect it to get any better. They put like a promotional poster out and it looks awful. Like it looks nothing like what you would see in a Halo game. There was that time that it got released exclusively on Xbox. I mean, I don't even feel like, obviously it was a PlayStation game historically, so it was a weird move. But the thing with that is just that like Microsoft would have bought the right. Like they didn't just say, you know, let's not release a PlayStation port, because why would we do that? Like, it would have been because they had a deal with Microsoft. And even with, like, the poor sales, they would have made more from it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have done it. At least projections-wise, it would have been, like, beneficial for them. Who knows how it actually played out. At least I don't know. Some people probably know. There we go. No missile tracking me. We're good. I think, in general, weird take. Brace for this one. console exclusivity or platform exclusivity at all.
That's a confirmed
Maybe
kill
not
on the
a
yellow.
very good
Complete
thing.
Victory for the good guys.
Thoughts? Opinions? Except for DMC and Castlevania. The Last of Us show was really good. I didn't watch the whole thing because, like, I think I watched the first 4 episodes. And, like, aside from the one episode with Bill, which was great, like, I really liked that because it was something new. It was just the story of the first game, like, with nothing changed. It was just retelling the first Last of Us, which, like, yeah, I know the story of the Last of Us one. I pretty much was just like, I don't need to sit through this story for a third time. Because it would have been, I played the game twice beforehand, and I was like, I don't need to sit through the story a third time. So I kind of just dropped it.
Eyes upon him, he said, no matter what,
but that one episode where they
can't
actually
complain.
did something new, the Bill episode,
She
was
went up with her
really
plane in
good.
disrepair. Pilots are responsible for their planes. He then went on and spoke of the time when they first met. He spoke of when she was just a girl.
Oh, my back.
Before he trained her.
Man, I'm
before
so
she became a fighter
old.
pilot.
I'm at that point in my
His
life
words
where
weren't
if I
directed at
sleep
none in
weird, my
particular.
back feels off
He was
all
keeping
day.
a precious memory alive by speaking those words.
I'm getting
The
old.
hint of perfume on her keepsake handkerchief. Yellow Squadron's pilot turnover ran high. The skilled ones went in to
mainly
shore
for
up
new
other
buyers.
units while rookies with little airtime
Yeah, I know,
transferred
like,
in.
obviously the intent is to drive
Yellow
people
13
to
posted an
buy the
allied
system.
paper faxed over by headquarters.
But, like, how frequently
It praised the
do
pilot
people
who destroyed
actually buy a new console
13
because
said to
of,
everyone,
like, a game
"Look,
coming out, you know?
Here's something worthy of praise.
And I'm not just saying, like,
Even among
maybe...
the enemy there are men like this.
Okay, there's a difference between
Not all of them are despicable
when the
bastards
Series
who
X and
rob
the
our ways through
PS5 are
cowardly
coming out,
sabotage.
you saying that
I
you
stared
want to
at
buy
the
the
barkeep's daughter
PS5 because
as she
you
looked
think
at
that
those
those
words.
exclusives will be better for you. That's one thing. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, who out
allies
here
were
would,
coming
like,
to our town.
own a Series X? Like, they already bought the Series X when it came out. Like, they made the decision to go with that. But then The Last of Us 2 Remastered or some shit comes out, which is still a game that I can't believe actually exists. Releases on the PS5, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna buy a PS5 for that game. Like, I want to play that game, so I'm gonna go buy that game. How often does that actually happen? The big difference is the PlayStation has better games. I don't think so. I think a lot of people always say that, but PlayStation always had better games. And Xbox 360 absolutely steamrolled the PS3 in terms of sales, at least in the West. I know that in Japan carried the PS3's global sales. If you look at the regional breakdowns, it's crazy how much of the global sales are actually in Japan for the PS3. I think it's like 40%.
So you'll need to find the airships visually and destroy them.
But,
with
like,
machine guns.
PS3 had better exclusives than the Xbox 360. But the Xbox 360 offered such a great experience. I think the reason that Xbox has fallen to being the third place in terms of, like, console standing sales-wise and stuff, whereas it was, like, by far in a way the first place back during the 6th generation, I think it was the Xbox One's marketing and release that just fucking killed them. Just absolutely killed them. It's the winner of that gen also, as much as I dislike it. It is, but you have to remember that the PS3 didn't outsell the 360 until like 2018 or something. Like, it did eventually win, but it won like a few years into the 7th gen. It ended up passing it. So for me, I don't necessarily like count it, if that makes sense. And it's just because, like, during the generation, it didn't win. It won like years after the fact, right? It's solid value for money. I think that now Xbox offers a better experience, but because people have now, from the shit show that was the Xbox One marketing and release, people are so brand loyal to PS4, PS5 now that there's going to have to be a similar shit show for PlayStation to drive people back to Xbox. And even then, Xbox isn't overly concerned with pushing units anymore. Like Phil Spencer literally said in an interview recently, like a few months ago, that they recognize that they are the third place out of the big consoles. So they've kind of just given up on selling units, and they've moved towards making an overall ecosystem that like is easier for consumers and better for consumers to work within, which honestly is a big play, because as soon as PlayStation shits the bed, Xbox is there with like the best customer service, user experience, value, like for how much money you spend, how much you get out of anything. It already has all of those things. So as soon as Sony shits the bed, which is inevitable at some point, it might not happen this year. It probably won't happen this year. It probably won't happen next year. But like, let's say 5 years from now, potentially, when Sony really fucks up, Xbox is gonna be there with a service that's just better, and people are just gonna move over the same way that happened with the Xbox One and the PS4. Like, it's just, once that happens, they are set up perfectly to take it back. They sold over $4 billion in hardware sales alone. That's just because the gaming industry makes a lot of money now. Like a lot. I mean, you gotta remember that, like, you know, Modern Warfare 3, the new one, was the worst selling Call of Duty game in like a decade. But as much as people like to talk about that, you know how much Modern Warfare 3 has made since release? And it's about 3 months now, like in its first 3 months of its life. You know how much it's made? Like $6 billion. So like, sure, it's the least money that Call of Duty has made in a quarter in years, but it's $6 billion on a single product. Like, Activision doesn't care. People think that this is like, oh yeah, fuck Call of Duty, Activision has to take notice of this. They're not. They don't care. It's kind of sad that they won't take note of it, but they won't, because they have no reason to. Imagine all the Game Pass subs that go along with the hardware. Something that was huge too was putting what's it called? Oh yeah, Xbox Live and Game Pass together. Like, they literally shelved Xbox Live and just put it into Game Pass, so that now if you want to get the online service, Game Pass just comes with it. Or if you want to have Game Pass, the online service just comes with it. They didn't increase the price. They just put them together. Like, they genuinely just made it cheaper to have both, and took away the option for you to spend more than you need to, which is an insane move. But again, I think that they are trying to make like the best user experience and like bang for your buck, so that as soon as Sony gives people a reason to dip, they're going to be set up so perfectly.
Here's an airship jamming device.
Like, word of mouth will be so good
Destroy them all.
that people will have no problem moving over. Wyvern time? Unfortunately, I don't get to look at it.
This is Leopard flying north of Rome Ravine.
Also, that menu navigation was a disaster, mostly because I was distracted.
Handle the jammers. Maintain your course.
I don't have muscle memory to navigate these menus with as much as I think I do. So when I'm just relying on it, it's like, oh, I'm in the wrong place. Only choose one live service game. Market's so diluted. Yeah, it's also that's a big thing now, is that like the majority of people that play games nowadays are people who just like choose not necessarily one live service game, but like one or two, maybe three. Like you'll have people who, you know, their thing is like, oh yeah, I play like Valorant and Apex, or like Call of Duty and Overwatch. Like they'll have like one or two things and they'll just play those. And that's it. You know what live service game I need to give another round soon? And I know that chat's about to fall apart when it leaves my mouth, but the next time that Diablo 4 gets a big update, I'm gonna go back and play it. Because I haven't played Diablo 4 since they did the massive nerf to everything in the game. And word of mouth is starting to go around that they've been making improvements to the game pretty steadily since then. I don't know if I've necessarily heard anything like, oh, it's in the best state it's ever been, or anything like that. I really haven't, but I've heard that it's getting better again. And so the next time that they do like a big seasonal update or something, I'm gonna have to reinstall it. I think they're in season 2 right now, and I literally haven't touched the game since like day 1 of season 1. So I'm gonna go back when they get a big update, because I'm brave enough to be the guy who's like, I thought season 1's update for Diablo 4 fucking ruined that game for me. But I played the shit out of Diablo 4 before that because the game was fun. Like really fun. There are no Xbox exclusives. I mean, if being able to buy on PC means that it's not exclusive anymore as like a first party, because it's true that like exclusive is just what we now call first party, because exclusives aren't really in the space anymore. Like even Sony's stuff, they're straight up like, yeah, it's a timed exclusive. Like Sony isn't doing exclusives anymore either. They're doing exclusives in the sense of like, yeah, it will be on here for a bit, but it's going to be on PC. Like we're going to put it on PC. Spider-Man 2 is already like, the leaks are coming out about Spider-Man 2 that it's expected to hit PC by the end of this year. Like they apparently already have a team working on the PC port. Unless it's Bloodborne. Unless it's Bloodborne. That's true. We know that originally The Last of Us 2 Remastered was supposed to also come out on PC. But because of the absolute shit show that part 1 was, the team that was supposed to do The Last of Us 2's PC port for the remaster drop is actually still working on fixing part 1, which is crazy. Like that game, the PC port was so bad that it's not fixed yet. And they had to completely put off the port job of the second game a year later because they're still fixing the first one. Spider-Man 2 cost so much it had to hit PC. I think that's true because also I pulled up the October 2023 sales the other day to talk about something unrelated. But Spider-Man 2 undersold expectations, which is weird because there was so much hype about it at the time. I wouldn't have imagined that it undersold, but it did. Like we have the numbers now, and it missed Sony's like expectations for units sold. And it was also like one of their highest budget games ever. So Sony's probably pretty pissed about that. If I would have to imagine, at least. Because there was so much hype and they put so much into it, like funding wise and time wise and stuff, for it to underperform somehow. Like by some weird freak accident almost. I haven't recommended it to anyone in particular. From what I've heard, it's like, it's still really good, but apparently it's just kind of like Spider-Man PS4, but like maybe half a point better, if even. Like it's the most marginal improvement on that game. And I've heard a lot that it kind of just feels like you're replaying Spider-Man PS4 until you're like halfway through the game. I've definitely, like, I know that I've heard that from a lot of people who played it. I know that Tom was super disappointed with it. Mod of the channel and comic book nerd Tom, whose favorite game ever was Spider-Man PS4. Actually, no, I think his favorite game ever is Arkham City. But like Spider-Man PS4 is in his top 3 at the very least. And he like binge played it. He actually got his copy a day early. Somehow, I don't remember how, but he got his copy early and he binged through it like super fast. And then he came back and he was like, it was fine. He was like, I was underimpressed. He was like, it wasn't what I wanted it to be. I wasn't a big, like, it was okay.
Splash one.
But also in those sales figures that I was talking about with the like charts and stuff pulled up the other day from October, something that's crazy, like it's really hard to believe, again, because of like hype and word of mouth and stuff. If you were here, don't say it. Don't blurt it out if you know, because you were here when I had the charts up and stuff. But does anyone want to take a guess as to what game in October outsold Spider-Man? There were 2 of them, but does anyone have a guess on the one that's surprising? I'll tell you, the best-selling game for October of last year was the new FIFA. Go figure. Spider-Man was 3rd best-selling that month. Does anyone have a guess what the 2nd best-selling game of October was? The one that beat Spider-Man PS4. Or sorry, Spider-Man 2. Lethal Company? Not Lethal Company. Although that shit sold, wasn't that November? I don't think Lethal Company had its blow up yet in October, did it? I could be wrong, but I don't think it did. Hogwarts? Not in October. Like all of the Hogwarts units got pushed in the first half of the year. It barely sold anything in like Q4 especially. It's one that I wouldn't expect. I wouldn't guess it. If it were me guessing, I wouldn't even think of it. So I'm not really expecting anyone to get it, but I'm giving everyone a shot here. Forza? Was Forza October? It wasn't Forza. But was that October? Now that you mention it, I think it was. Yeah, it was, because it came out like alongside Spider-Man 2. That's right. It wasn't Forza. All right, I'll reveal the forbidden info. The game that outsold Spider-Man 2, the best-selling game that month other than FIFA, was Assassin's Creed Mirage. Outsold it. And outsold everything else in October other than FIFA. Yeah, it was Mirage. Which is weird, because I don't know anyone who played that game. But I do know that word of mouth on the game was pretty good. Like, from the few people, like, on Twitter and stuff who were talking about it, they were like, yeah, this is good. It's not amazing, but it's good. It had some hype behind it, but it wasn't like Spider-Man 2's hype. I didn't even know AC had games past Odyssey. You surely knew about Valhalla, right? There's no way. Valhalla sold insanely well. I think it's one of Ubisoft's best-selling games ever. But it reviewed poorly. So they still took a step back and changed things afterwards, which good on them. Because they absolutely could have kept selling those. They would have kept selling. They would. Like, they could have done another 400-hour RPG and it would have sold. But they didn't. So, as much shit as I give Ubisoft, good on them for that one. Still had the reputation to do that. I know. Like, I wouldn't have guessed that it was the one to outsell everything else that month. But it did. Which is crazy. You know what else was in the top sellers at the end of last year? GTA 5. That's what I was saying earlier. A couple people in chat were like, GTA, it's not 2013 anymore. But I was like, you guys, GTA 6 is gonna bring it back. It's gonna be like the video game again when GTA 6 comes around.
You made this reconnaissance mission a success.
I hope we start to see Elden Ring influence on games soon. No more objectives on minimaps. Yeah, I think open world with like actual shit to find and no guidance is more interesting. I've said it so many times with Elden Ring. I still personally prefer like the more level-based Souls design. But I wouldn't mind if open world stuck around and started to take inspiration from stuff like Elden Ring and not hold your hand through everything. But at the same time, I think that's why open world blew up, which is maybe a bad take. But I think that's why open world became as big as it is still. I think it's because it just like gave you this big sandbox and then it was like, what do you want to do? Okay, you want to do this? Here, we'll guide you directly to it and tell you how to do it. It was so accessible that like everyone was just picked it up and went with it and had their fun. And I think that's why open world is still so big. GTA 6 or Elder Scrolls, it'll be GTA. I don't even think it's a contest, to be honest. I think Elder Scrolls 6 is going to have a hard time in sales. Which is maybe a prediction. That's one of my wilder predictions that might come to beat me in, or bite me in the ass. But I genuinely think that let's rewind. Fallout 4, followed by Fallout 76, followed by Starfield, has done like irreparable damage to Bethesda's reputation.
Mobius 1, a wire from the Northern Landing Forces.
Oh, now I can see it, and it's wonderful.
Commence operation. Don't let any escape.
Unless the marketing campaign is peak. Yeah, like marketing can go a really long way. I mean, look at like Tekken 8 is going to sell like crazy because Bamco has gone nuts with the marketing for that game and it's working. Like there are so many people who are like, oh, I've never played Tekken, but this, I want to play this. Because the marketing has been insane for this game. I'm playing Black Mesa now. Having to figure stuff out on my own is so fun. How did gaming forget? I don't know. I mean, accessibility, I will say that like hand-holding and accessibility stuff is the reason that gaming is so much bigger now than it was like 20 years ago. Because it just brought more people in. But now that we've brought in so many people on like an entry level, we can start to go back to like a more 2000s style of design where it's way less hand-holdy and lets you figure it out on your own. And I think it'll work really well. But if that ends up being the case, I think there will kind of be like a cycle in gaming where it eventually goes back to being like accessibility focused. And then after like a decade of that, we'll go back to letting people figure it out.
Mobius 1.
And then sales will dwindle a little bit, and then we'll go back. I definitely could see it becoming like a cycle if that happens. But considering how like all of the, well, not all, most of the like top reviewed games in the last couple years are games that kind of just like let you go and do your shit with no hand holding, or little to no hand holding at least. I feel like we're definitely going to see a resurgence of like late 90s, early 2000s design. For sure.
50 miles and closing.
Hell, Baldur's Gate won Game of the Year. Baldur's Gate is like the definition of just throwing you in the deep end with an insane amount of possibilities and being like, yeah, have fun. Baldur's Gate doesn't hold your hand. Baldur's Gate just throws like 10 options at you at once, and you just do something, not really sure what's gonna happen, and then everything like kind of ripple effects out from that. And it just keeps doing that like over and over again. Like after that decision, you get like a decision between 4 more things. And based on your decision there, you'll get like 5 more things. Baldur's Gate is insane. I say it every time I talk about it, but like Baldur's Gate is one of, Baldur's Gate 3 specifically, is now on that list of like games that every person needs to play at least a little bit before they die.
30 miles.
Because when you actually play it, you're like, oh my god, this is unbelievable.
Target down.
Like a lot of people see it and they're like, oh, turn-based, bleh. But then you play it and you're like, whoa, what is this?
There's only one. The cruise missile is heading south along the glacier. Looks like a regular warhead, but keep your distance.
Horizon is just a Ubisoft-style checklist game. Yeah, Horizon wasn't my thing. I didn't really play through it properly, but what I played of Zero Dawn, it definitely wasn't my thing. Why are we even making games anymore when Lego Batman 2 exists? That's a great question. One that I don't have the answer to. People are legitimately more excited for the Beyond Skyrim mods than for Elder Scrolls 6. I am genuinely like, as far as Bethesda stuff goes, the most exciting thing like on the horizon for me is like Skywind. I almost said Skyblivion, but that's not it. It's Skywind. Like the mod team who has made a ridiculous amount of progress in remaking the entirety of Morrowind in Skyrim's engine. Like it's a giant mod that's literally just, it's Morrowind in Skyrim. As far as Bethesda goes, that's like the most excited I am for anything. Like effectively just a fan-made Morrowind remake. Larian is a private company and doesn't need to bend to shareholders. That's definitely like the primary reason that they were able to do it the way they did. It's also, Larian had so much support from like crowdfunding and stuff that actually let them put everything into that game that they did. Like from the start, Larian had a ridiculous amount of support like from players that most games just don't get to have. You think the QAAMs can do it? I don't know if they can. Oh, they did it as soon as I stopped tracking. Son of a bitch.
That was a direct hit. What an explosion. Mission complete.
Baldur's Gate is just Neverwinter Nights with better graphics and mechanics.
Extend their thanks.
Is it? I've never played Neverwinter Nights and I really don't know much about it. Will Star Citizen be good when it launches in 2034? There's like two kinds of studios that have a shit ton of support behind them from players. There's Larian, and who's the studio behind Star Citizen? Someone refresh me real quick. But the thing is, the studio working on Star Citizen clearly has
Retreating
some
Erusian
management
forces from
problems.
east filled our town.
They
QAA gun crew set up their
they're
positions
really
atop the
not
hospital.
developing
And Yellow 13
efficiently, and it's
smoldered with
very
all anger over
obvious.
their tactics.
Like, that
Nights were
game
long,
is moving
as
at
the town's
snail's
mandatory
pace.
blackouts.
Like,
The
Baldur's
Barkeep's
Gate
daughter
3
tried
took
to
a long
plant
time, but it took like
laser
7
transmitters for
years.
detonating explosives.
Star
She
Citizen,
got caught.
hold on. Star Citizen has been in development since 2011. So going on 13 years at this point. And clearly something's wrong. Doesn't matter what studio you are. If you have that much financial like backing and 13 years of work, and that's you're still going with no end in
was Yellow
sight,
13.
something's wrong.
He knew she was responsible for planting the bomb on their runway as well. The face of the enemy whom he hated belonged to someone close to him.
Star
Get out of
Citizen
our
is
town,
making
you
the
fascist
Matrix.
pig. Those were the words from my mouth.
Kind of is. The scope of it is
I've never
definitely
seen his face
ridiculous.
twist so painfully. Do you hate us that much? We couldn't shake or nod our heads in reply. It seemed like an eternity passed before he said go and released us.
I'm being a little generous with the amount of time it's been in development
next day,
too.
there was no
The
change in his
pre-production started in 2010, but
As usual, he
I'm
made
not
his
counting it.
requests to the squadron crew chief.
I could say it's going on 14
The
years,
poor
but
fuel
I'm not.
quality is affecting thrust. As soon as the Allied forces drew near, the resistance would end the blackouts over the city.
Oh, I was like, why do I have this random tab open? It was when I was going to grab the old poll for what review series to do. The hell? Oh. For a second, I saw a video that had a super bad like to dislike ratio, but it's that old Metroid video. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. We'll see you around, DS. Making the censored version actually better? What do you mean the censored version better? Because he didn't have the gun? Why would he have had a gun? Yeah, actually, I might see what you mean. Do you think GTA 6 will outsell Ace Combat 4 Shattered Skies?
Start of the war until the Erusians
Hold on.
occupied it. We will now liberate this city. The heaviest resistance will come from the tank battalion near Route 7 in Old Town, and the anti-tank helicopters.
I know that I've seen. Yeah, here's the breakdown of the Ace Combat
In
sales.
addition, you must defend our allies from
Oh.
any airstrikes that may originate from the airport behind you.
AC4 is actually the best-selling Ace Combat outside of 7. It sold 2.6 million. So, do I think GTA 6 will push, let's say 3 million units? I don't know, man. That's a lot. It's definitely a lot. I mean, it's only a Rockstar game, right? I'm gonna repair this plane collection. I swear to God. The first cutscene where he meets Yellow Squadron, he steals a gun. In the censored version, it's a lot more complicated. Yeah, I could definitely, like, I think one of the things that makes his story more interesting. Oh, wait, no. That's fine.
Mobius 1,
I would have
Sky
wanted the
here.
bombs
The
for this.
resistance
I kind of
just ended
forgot
the
what
blackout.
mission this was.
Commence
Ooh, that's a lot of
operations.
ghosting, actually.
Sweep out
That's,
all enemy forces in Old Town, New City, and the airport.
it is a lot more interesting to have him kind of like torn between the two sides rather than just with the one.
Clear to engage. Mobius 1, engage.
I could definitely agree with that one.
Mobius 1, Fox 2. Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Need everything lined up. Oh, that's right. And I'm really bad at doing that. Historically,
Mobius 1, Fox 2.
those bombs are tough for me to use. Oh, these are just the helicopters.
It is now 12:05 a.m. Usea Central Mean Time. Fighting has broken out despite the hour.
The QAAMs will handle it. Being able to carry 16 QAAMs is so unnecessary. Very unnecessary.
Bandit confirmed at Vector 050. Fox 2. Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Oh, the QAAMs could definitely take on the yellows. Now that you mention it,
Mobius 1, Fox 2.
QAAM beats everything.
AA guns destroyed. Halo 2, engage.
There are 4 yellows? Well, I just so happen to have plenty of QAAMs for them.
Splash 1, splash 1. Bravo 8 here. How are
4 yellows versus 14 QAAMs. Who wins? Place your bets now.
tank destroyed?
Throughout history, the city has been a site of many wars. San Salvation again.
I think they gave it that bomb on purpose to balance the plane, as otherwise it's God tier. I mean, even then, it's kind of just still God tier,
Tank destroyed.
in all honesty.
Chopper shot down.
Like, it's a very minor balance,
Choppers are hugging the Capitol in Central Lake.
all things considered.
Hard
Okay.
enemy radar spike.
This is a yellow, right?
Mobius 1.
All I need is to let one off. I just need to have a lock on for enough time to shoot a QAAM, and then I win.
Enemy squadron on your right. Monitor that formation.
Come on now.
Hard enemy radar spike. We've lost contact with Bravo 6. Break missile.
Damn. It is really hard to try to get in front of him.
Bravo 12. Proceeding to Peace Park. Hard
Son
enemy
of a
radar
bitch.
spike.
Visible here in
Or rather, to get him in front of me.
flames and explosions. From the lights and the noise,
Oh, this is
I
it.
estimate there are quite a number of them.
Hard enemy radar spike. Defend your positions until the air cover arrives.
Give him a second one. No way he gets away from both.
Hard left. Don't fly in a straight line. I can't get him off me. Got a
This is
yellow.
probably safe. Yep, there it is.
Nice kill. Sam destroyed.
I've got enough QAAMs to do it.
Destroyed.
I used to have so many problems with the bomblets. I still have problems lining them up. They're kind of weird to like feel out. I'm sure it's just one of those things that with enough time you get used to it.
Tank destroyed.
But for me still, they're really weird to try to get a feel for. Cool. Where's this guy going? There.
Power. Mobius 1.
Oh, he
Fox
turned. Oh, it works.
2. Mobius 1 shot 1 down.
Not turned enough.
Don't be hasty.
I'm not being hasty. I'm taking my time, actually. All things considered.
Bandits.
I'm chilling. Fighting yellows and all that.
He's on my tail. I'm in a break turn. Tank destroyed. I can't get him off me.
When they show up at the oil refinery, they're able to consistently avoid
Enemy vehicle
QAAMs.
destroyed.
How? Better hurry up and take your time. We got 4.5 minutes. We're not going for an S rank here. We're just chilling. We're just in the home stretch at this point. No worries. We got plenty of time. So much time. Using save states, missiles go through them whenever they hit. So bullshit.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Because they do, like, they kind of frame it as, what's it called? They kind of frame it as, like, you could fight them if you really wanted to, and if you were skilled enough. So I was under the impression that I could, until chat was like, no, they're literally, like, they have God mode. They can't be shot down. They do not have hell. And I'm still pissed about it.
Bandit closing at 6.
Take a QAAM. Let's not crash, actually. I'm like, I was gonna do some fancy shit. Let's just not. No, I can start AC5 today if I just don't fuck around like that.
Surface target destroyed.
Project Wingman? Let's see. Wait, what? Pause. What do you mean? Project Wingman has yellows? Or probably just something that, like, you know, it is the yellows, but it's not in name the yellows.
Splash one. Got a yellow.
God, I love QAAM. QAAM is the GOAT. Now I know I've been cheated of my victory. I really tried when I was playing for the review. I tried for like minutes before I gave up and flew away. That was a little close. Inertia almost got me.
Mobius 1, he's on your tail. Mobius 1, Sky Eye here. The airport has been neutralized. Flow to support other areas.
Whoops.
Got a yellow. Mobius 1, shot one down.
The lone AA gun.
Thanks for the save. AA guns destroyed.
Of course, it's what I do. I destroy AA guns.
Bandit shot down.
They're crimson.
I've got him.
Cheeky. Forgot to pull out my missiles again.
Squeeze off exhaust.
Bitch. Oh, he's hit.
Locked on. Right behind him.
Yeah.
I'll go in from 12 o'clock.
I want more QAAM. Oh, 2 seconds. I got time to get QAAMs.
160s are inbound to New City from the northwest. Drive them back immediately. Fascists! They're gonna level the city!
The game assumes you engage them based on future conversation. Well, obviously all the real gamers would, right? Of course.
military are occasionally... Is that fighter with the ribbon insignia among them?
The other missiles are better?
Mobius
What do you mean the
one,
other
landing
missiles?
check.
Oh, the
You are
other
cleared to land.
special missiles. I thought you meant the standard ones. I was like, how? How could they be better than the QAAM?
1 mile to touchdown.
The QAAM has the tracking and the
Slow
damage.
down. Your speed's too high.
I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. Clearly a very safe landing.
Go and prepare for your next sortie.
Carries a crap ton. I have to try it. Hold on. 26.
Mobius 1, you are cleared for takeoff.
26 of them. Now I'm actually very curious.
Altitude restrictions canceled. Return to your mission, Mobius 1.
The ghosting shit in AC4 is so frustrating from the blur filter. I don't think AC5 has the same problem. I don't think AC5 ever uses this blur filter. I know Zero, I could be wrong. I don't think Zero ever used it either. Because I would love to see my beautiful craft, but when you've got like the crazy like doubled effect from the blur filter, it's just that it's not even worth it. Unique to 4? I thought so.
Fox 3, Fox 3.
Hold on. They're not quite like the QAAMs.
I lost him.
I can't just shoot them anytime and win.
I've got his tail. He's mine.
Get nerfed in 5.
Blackjack shot down.
Let me have my QAAMs, alright?
Phase 1 shot down a target.
Although the populated areas have been evacuated. That was an ISAP tank which just passed by us. There are tanks gathering on the highway.
I'm just kind of letting them rip and seeing what happens.
Pull up, pull up. Target down. Fox 3. Right on the money.
A lot better now than a year ago.
Clock.
Yeah, I know that 4, like from what I saw when I was setting it up,
Blackjack
just like
shot down.
looking for fixes and stuff, everyone was saying that it has way less issues than it did like last year even. I'm pissed that this one didn't get shot down.
Flames can be
Cool.
seen even from here. There they
Where?
go, flying
I
above
see
us.
it.
These flames are only visible when they explode.
What is this angle? What are you giving me to work with here?
Coming to you live.
Fox 3, Fox 3. Fox 3.
Okay, the first one did it. Still never reached the level of AC4. They're crazy. It has 1 million concurrent players. Does it actually? Right now?
Officer in charge of censoring broadcasts has evacuated as well. Now we can shout victory is
Holy
ours.
shit. It has 800K right now, but it peaked in the last 24 hours at 1.29 million players concurrent. And even then, you know, not to downplay that it has like 900K right now, it's beating Counter-Strike in concurrent players. Which normally, like any day, any time of day, if you look at Steam charts or SteamDB or whatever,
The city has been liberated.
Counter-Strike is the most played
The
game.
victory was not only a strategic one,
What-
but
how's
a
it doing on
symbolic one as
Twitch?
well. Though it is still dark outside, cheering can be heard throughout.
I saw
the
one
city.
image on it, or of it on Steam and burst out laughing. Yeah, so Pal World, I am like totally reserving or holding back on talking about it too much. I'm giving it like a week or two before I really talk about it. Because I have my suspicions I have my theories as to how the next couple weeks will play out in regards to this game. And I'm just waiting. I'm gonna bite my tongue until then, because I could be wrong. But I certainly have my theories.
The town was free at last.
It's not doing so bad on Twitch. It's got a weird retention graph, though.
During the night raids, the AA gunners had strafed the town in an attempt to shoot down low-flying aircraft. The town militia had now rounded up these
It's
gunners.
botted. There's no way no one talks about. Oh no, it's not
They
botted.
retreated as well.
It's actually
now their
huge.
quarters
Like
stood
everyone
empty.
is genuinely playing it.
After what
I'm
seemed
not.
like a long
I'm
absence,
not interested in it.
Allied aircraft soared overhead.
But like everyone is playing
I
it
wondered if the
and
fateful
talking.
enemy
Like it's
was the one that
definitely
L-13
the
warned
most
about.
hyped game right now is Pal World.
What would happen if they ever came face to
It's not
face?
botted. It's genuine. That game has so much
I
hype
fell in
behind
with
it
the
right
route
now.
Erusians and followed after the squadron.
I must be weird because I have zero interest in it. Well, for me, it's like, it's survival games, which I don't like, and it's Pokemon, which I don't like. So I have no interest. Like, I have no reason to care. But like, survival games are insanely popular. Pokemon's insanely popular. For most people, it's like, holy shit, this is incredible.
Between Lambert and Amber Mountains. The enemy has deployed a large
But the best way to describe Pal World is like, it's Pokemon, it's Ark Survival Evolved, and it's Breath of the Wild. Just smash those all together, and that's the game. And that's probably way more accurate than most people probably, or like even imagine it is. That is an incredibly accurate way of describing the game. If you just watched it for a few minutes, you'd see like exactly what I meant. It's actually kind of wild how accurate that description is. Have I played it? Is it good? I've not played it. I am waiting to talk at length about it until I see how things play out, because I'm not playing it, so I don't have like a first-hand take on it. I certainly have my thoughts from seeing it, but I'm holding out a little bit. TLDR on it is like, I think give it 2 weeks and you will not hear a peep about it again, but I could be absolutely wrong.
Attention all aircraft, this is Sky Eye. This is primarily a ground battle, so our duty is to provide close air support.
I don't see the Breath of the Wild in it. You don't?
As possible to assist our troops' forward movement.
The stamina system, the climbing, the swimming, the glider, all the traversal in the game, it's literally just they ripped Breath of the Wild's traversal. The only other game that I can think of that did it was like Genshin. Genshin did the same thing, where they just like took Breath of the Wild's traversal and just immediately like boom. The cooking? Oh yeah, the cooking. I did see the cooking.
Tank destroyed.
I forgot about it. Yeah, the cooking.
Enemy defensive position at vector 270.
This is the worst mission in the game and where we are for the next 20 minutes. And because we're gonna be here for 20 minutes, maybe we're not starting Ace 5 today. Now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of forgot that this was coming up still. Uh-oh.
Mobius 1 crashed. Attention all aircraft, this is Sky Eye.
I meant to do that.
This is primarily a ground battle, so our duty is to provide close
Because I love Whiskey Corridor and I want to play more Whiskey Corridor. 13-2 where you can capture monsters and make them eat each other? Wait, what? I don't know shit about Final Fantasy. It is on the list for when I start polling for the next review series.
Central line of resistance in vector 330.
It's one of my favorites. No, I don't. Air to ground, I feel like, is normally a little tricky to make interesting in these games. And Whiskey Corridor is just pure air to ground. Like, it's just air to ground for 20 minutes on flat terrain. No gimmicks. It's just 20 minutes of shooting ground targets.
Mobius 1, engage.
For me, it's like by far the weakest mission in the game.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
We could make it to Whiskey Corridor for 40 minutes. Nope, I will not get shot down. No, sir. Oh, that's a pillbox. God damn it.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
You say you don't like Pokemon? You have a Pikachu right behind you. I liked Pokemon when I was younger, and Pikachu has almost just become like a mascot. That's actually very funny. I never put that together when I was saying it. You're probably not the only person to be like, wait, what the fuck? But yeah, like every time I've tried to play Pokemon since I was like 13, I've just never been able to enjoy it. Like I definitely used to, but now I just don't. And I keep trying it, and I keep bouncing off of it. Huh? What was that? Was it a missile? There was a missile out of the explosion.
Attention all aircraft, this is Sky Eye. This is primarily a ground battle, so our duty is to provide...
It's been bad after Gen 5.
Destroy as many
Who were the starters in Gen 5?
troops forward movement.
The last gen that I enjoyed was
12 miles.
Snivy, Oshawott, and the pig. The pig. Oshawott's the goat, by the way. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. For 26 minutes. Man, the sun went away, and I left the auto white balance on my camera, and holy shit, does that look terrible. Hold on. Let me fix that. Wow. Big improvement. Big improvement. Holy.
Enemy defensive position.
This is why I don't use auto white balance. It looked great when I turned my camera on with auto, and I was like, yeah, fuck it. If it looks good, I'm not gonna mess with it, but I just looked over and saw that. Wow. I was like a ghost. That's Gen 5, okay. That was the last one I played too. Or played and enjoyed. I played, the last one I played was Sword. Whatever gen that is. I have no idea at that point. Grookey was a badass starter, but as soon as he evolved, I was like, what did they do? Where did my Grookey go? I want him back. At first, a lot of people didn't like it, but recently it's been considered one of the good ones. Yeah, Halo Reach definitely. I mean, I've talked about the gradual like increase in Reach's reputation, I guess. I talk about it a lot whenever people bring up like Halo Reach being the last good Halo. I'm like, bro, if you were around when it came out, like, you wouldn't even say that, because Reach at the time was a shit show. Like, when it came out, it was bad. even now, like the version of Reach that a lot of people say is like the last good one. It's the version that 343 came in and cleaned up. It's not even like what came out back in 2010. A lot of people forget title update when they talk about Reach. But title update is really important to like Reach's current status among Halo fans. God damn it, these missiles. There are Halo 4 defenders now. I'm not a defender of Halo 4, but I'm not shy about, like, there are things in Halo 4 that I like. I don't think Halo 4 is like irredeemable garbage. I never did. My opinions on Halo 4 really haven't changed much at all since it came out, actually. Like, a lot of my opinions have changed over time with most games, right? Because, like, preferences change. You know, years go on and you kind of look at things differently over time. Yada, yada. But, like, my Halo 4 opinions have stayed about the same for, like, the last 12 years at this point. Like, when it came out, I was like, the campaign is solid. It's not amazing, but, like, it's good. The multiplayer, competitive-wise, is awful. But if you just want to boot it up and, like, screw around with friends and have a good casual time, like, it can be pretty fun. And that's still what I say about it nowadays. Really good at fixing existing games, but suck at making new games or completing the one good game they made. Wait, what do you mean the one good one they made? What is this in reference to? What's the good one that got left unfinished? It's not 4. It's not 5. It's not Infinite. They're still working on Infinite. What is it? CE anniversary.
Fox 2, Fox 2. SAM destroyed. Enemy facility destroyed.
If they remove the librarian completely, fix Cortana, then it's okay. I think Cortana, in my opinion, is like one of the stronger narrative pieces in Halo 4.
Enemy facility destroyed.
I think killing Cortana was a good move. If we fixed her in the end, it really would not have felt important long term. But the fact that she died and then came back as a villain made that stick in like a meaningful way.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
And then in Halo Infinite, they just killed her off screen. But that's fine. It's fine. Sure, 343, just do that.
Fox 2. Tank destroyed.
Because for years I was like, no, I actually think that they took like the right approach with Cortana. But then they just killed her off screen.
Tank destroyed.
And I just about lost my shit. Because they stuck with that for a decade. They stuck with it, even though fans were pissed about it. They stood by their guns for 10 years. And then they just, right at the end, they threw in the towel and they undid it all. They made it all completely unimportant. It didn't go anywhere.
Tank destroyed.
I could get into some of those things with Halo for days. Because what the fuck? That's the big one for me that I'm just like, what were you guys thinking?
Tank destroyed.
There's most of it's in Infinite. Now it looks like they'll abandon it completely. What makes you think that? Infinite in the last few months has pumped out the most content it has in its entire life.
Mobius 1, Fox 2.
Complete the single player content. Oh, the cliffhanger. Well, the DLC just flat out got canceled. Microsoft cut their funding and they just had to can it. Like, we know that.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Both possible good antagonists off screen. I know Atriox is still alive, but it's, yeah, and yeah. They were gonna do that expansion to continue it, but now the continuation of Infinite's story is gonna have to happen in the next mainline title because Microsoft cut the funding for it. Which, fair enough to Microsoft, like they made the smart decision, like business-wise. But it's really frustrating to have like an actual good cliffhanger at the end that I did want to see them run with. That now it's like, okay, that stuff is gonna get pushed off to the next actual mainline game. And then like whatever they might have had planned for a mainline game after the DLC is gonna get pushed back to 2 mainline games. And like, you know, that's never guaranteed even with something as big as Halo. You know, any day Microsoft could just say like, we don't want to put funding into Halo anymore, and it's done, right? They could just shutter the studio whenever they want. That's always a possibility. Like, they made the right business decision, but it's frustrating as a fan for that to be the decision that was made. So that cliffhanger actually seemed pretty good. Because it was like, okay, like, you kind of threw out every plot point that the trilogy was building towards, their new trilogy, that is. But you've set up a lot of new stuff that can be very interesting in its own way. So like, yeah, I'll check out this DLC that the cliffhanger's setting up, and then it gets shit canned. It's not happening. Great. The thing that's really unfortunate about Halo, since like the 3rd game, and even actually, it's crazy. I don't even want to say since the 3rd game. The thing about Halo, ever since Halo 2, is that Microsoft repeatedly fucks it over. Like, they've genuinely been doing it since 2004. Like, the only unaffected game out of every Halo game in terms of like Microsoft not screwing the pooch, the only game for that didn't happen was like Halo CE, Halo 3. No shit. It's crazy, actually, that that's the case.
Approaching point of return. Maintain current course to refuel.
Mobius
Hello,
1,
Blaze.
perform landing check. You are cleared to land.
Having a mainline title defeats the purpose of a live service model to begin with. It's true.
1 mile to touchdown.
It's true. Your aim is like my ex-wife, but her aim is getting better.
Too high.
My 3rd person aim is really bad. Having the pitch ladder and stuff in 1st person, I aim way better.
Nicely done, Mobius 1.
But I'm trying to just get used to aiming in 3rd person so that I don't have to flip cameras.
Mobius 1, you are
We're bringing out
cleared
the
for takeoff.
qualms. Be dropping the story of your multiplayer Spartan too, so what's the point? They are, like, we know that they're dropping the multiplayer story.
Restrictions canceled.
Just
Return
from
your mission, Mobius 1.
some stuff that's come out from internally. That is absolutely what they're doing. Because the thing is, when they get their funding cut like that, they have to reprioritize, right? So a lot of stuff has to get cut. And from where 343 is, they genuinely have to go like, okay,
Bandit confirmed.
in terms of like our budget for live service, do we continue to make these cutscenes? Like, do we continue to, because that one cutscene, I think it was like season 3, I don't remember as well, but there was that one cutscene that they clearly put a lot of the budget into, and it looked amazing. And they have to go like, okay, do we make more of this? Or do we put that funding into like creation of new assets and stuff for new maps, new modes, new gameplay stuff, new additions to the sandbox like the DMR or the whatever that like smoke grenade type thing is called? I don't remember. I haven't played a lot of Infinite since release, but I do go back every once in a while just to peek at it. And it's in such a good place right now, genuinely. And at least gameplay-wise, it is. Oh, my heart. Don't do that to me again. Sweet Jesus.
Tank destroyed.
Whew.
Box 2. Sam destroyed.
The Infinite's, it's in a much better spot. Single player wise, I feel like that's where the biggest disappointments with Infinite are now, which is really funny. Because back when the game came out, it was like multiplayer and single player both have problems, but the multiplayer has the big ones. But now when we look at it, it's like single player is the disappointing part. Multiplayer is actually in a good spot now.
Hard enemy radar spike. Mobius 1 shot 1 down.
Boom, boom.
Tank destroyed.
So close to 40 minutes of Whiskey Corridor. Thank God we didn't get 40 minutes of Whiskey Corridor. Ugh. That was a little spooky. That last second pull maybe scared the shit out of me. And you know, the AA guns and the tanks and stuff could definitely still shoot me down. You know, a stray missile is all it takes on Ace. But
Mobius 1, box 2. Enemy vehicle.
we should be good. I've got 6 minutes to go.
Tank destroyed.
So I think as long as I just don't do stupid shit, we should be fine. Why didn't you continue the single player if you have budget for this? At the time, they still were continuing the single player. I hope that someday,
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
only because it got canned, I hope that some build comes out eventually. It could even be like a Duke Nukem Forever thing, right? Where like 20 years later, we just get these little like segmented playable bits that we can access on like a dev build
Locked on.
from some random guy just being like, oh, I've got this shit sitting on my computer from 20 years ago. Why not? Here, everyone have fun with it. Go crazy.
Thanks for the save.
The Duke Nukem Forever leak was one of the most unexpected, but like welcome leaks ever. I'm still not over the fact that it happened. Like, it's so crazy. Season passes and I change my mind. I mean, I just don't really play multiplayer games like I used to, like at all. You know, it's not even necessarily just that I hate live service or anything. Like, I've never liked live service, but I used to play the games regardless. I just didn't buy shit. And I had a perfectly good time doing that, always. Like, to this day, I have not paid for microtransactions on a live service game. Genuinely. And I was able to have fun with various live service games for a while, but now I don't really enjoy multiplayer games as much as I used to, and I think it's just because it's stale as shit. Like, all the multiplayer games that are actually still healthy are the same ones that were around and healthy in 2017, 2018. Like, I could continue to play the same games from 6 years ago, but I don't want to. Another close scrape. That missile was a little spooky, I have to say. Little spooky. The GR loses despite the great place they're in at the beginning of 3. I mean, there's like, what, an 8-year gap?
The enemy's defensive line is crumbling. Keep up the
Also, referring to Ace Combat Advance, putting Ace Combat Advance and story in the same sentence is generous, but
Mobius 1, Fox 2.
you know one comment that I got
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
the other day, actually? I got a comment telling me that I did a massive disservice to the story of air combat in my review of it by not acknowledging the more subtle details of air combat's narrative and how it affects the overall lore and plot going forward. And I kind of just sat there blankly staring at my monitor, to be honest. I had no
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
no response, because I was just kind of like, what?
Fox 2.
I think that guy is shitposting. I guarantee you he's not. It's one of those things where, like, if you read the full comment, it's clear that it's completely genuine. Oh, spamming symbols. Why is the bot doing this? Why? Just when the bot was starting to get dialed in, and I was like, oh yeah, here we go. Like, the bot, it's still a little overprotective, but it's so much better than it used to be. Now it's just randomly started doing the symbol thing, where as soon as you put too many like numbers or question marks or whatever, the bot's like, we gotta clear that chat log. Nope. I gotta figure out why it's doing that all of a sudden.
Enemy facility destroyed.
Because nothing changed. Like, I haven't messed with the bot, but it's just suddenly started doing this out of nowhere. Always that one guy. But yeah, the comment, it was actually on a later video after the air combat one. It wasn't on the air combat video. And it wasn't only air combat. He said that I did the same thing for AC2 as well. But, like, the stories of those games are like the same thing. Right? Like, Ace Combat 2 genuinely kind of feels like a remake of Air Combat. Which is wild, because they're like 2 years separated, right? But
Facility destroyed.
I mean, people told me when I played Ace 2, like, oh, remember the name Zoe, it'll be important. But so far it hasn't been. I'm sure it will be because people said so, but
Enemy facility destroyed.
you know, I'm pretty far along at this point. Hasn't been so far.
Cool.
That video on Discord helps fix the blur a lot.
Fox 2.
I'll peek at it with the AC5 clouds because I'm curious, but
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
I haven't even seen what it is. I have like a gut feeling that it's a specific video that I tried to use.
Mission complete. All aircraft RTB.
Destroying tents. I hope they remake Air Combat. Air Combat would just be kind of a weird game to remake. Because, like, the story is just random. It's not even, like, remake the story. It's literally, like, put a story in there.
The enemy abandoned its defensive line.
And then
the road to their capital lies open.
I don't know. I feel like it would be weird. I like a lot of ideas from Air Combat that they ended up throwing out. But did I watch this video? I did watch this one. Because I have looked at this Google Doc before. I used this guide to try to fix the clouds in 5. That is specific, like, that's when I found that guide too, was the clouds in 5. And I couldn't get it to work. But you consider that, like, PCSX2 literally gets updated once or twice a day. And the video is 8 months old, so it's probably just like the old fix doesn't work anymore, right? Did I play the normal or Japanese AC? I played the Japanese AC3. Give the Ace team the Star Fox license and see what happens. That would be great. I would love to see that.
Hosted their capital, Farhandi. Bring it under control to end this war once and for all. Our troops will enter via the Silver Bridge to the southeast and the Flooded City to the south. You must attack all enemy forces and support
It's very
our
subtle.
troops. Enemy tank forces are also closing in.
Maybe I should try the blur thing.
Destroy Johnson
I'm like
Memorial
past all the
Bridge to
blur
stop them
on
from
this
joining
game now
forces
though,
on
and it'll be a while until I go back, but
We know that Megalith is
Someday.
being developed as we speak. The
Someday.
enemy must be prevented from using it as their last-ditch effort.
AC4 is a remake of AC2. It feels like they kind of do just... I mean, I do know that, what's it called? I do know that AC4 was supposed to be like a reboot. And obviously it feels way closer to AC2 than it does to AC3. Goes without saying. Missing 3 planes. Those ideas make a return in Skies of Deception. What ideas? War crimes? Or the Zoe thing? Give me the cheaters plane with the cheaters missiles. Qualms are just stupid. They work.
The outcome of the
12
war
minutes?
rests on you, so stay focused
I don't
on
got
what's at
12
hand.
minutes.
Remember, survival is paramount. Good luck to you all.
I got things to work on. AC4.
Would be a nice birthday gift.
I was like, maybe it'll be shorter.
Phase 1, engage. Viper 3, engage. Prepare to attack.
Oh yeah, Megalith is literally the AC2 like true ending. I thought that was hilarious when I first saw it. I thought that was really funny when I was like, oh my god, they did the AC2 ending again. That was great. I was a fan.
This is the real thing. Silver Bridge with vector 030, 4 miles.
The confusing thing with everything kind of being like a soft remake early on, outside of like 3, is that they're all considered canon. Where it's like, yeah, AC2's canon, Air Combat's canon, AC4 is canon. But there's so much overlap that then it kind of just comes with the implication of like, these things happened multiple times.
Silver Bridge with vector 040, on the nose.
Like Aces flew through the megalith thing and blew up the core twice.
AA guns destroyed. Enemy vehicle destroyed. Bandit confirmed.
I'm trying the clouds trick on Zero and I see no clouds. Zero worked great for me. Zero I played on the nightly version. It was specifically 5 that I couldn't get to work with it. This is like the one time that those, what are they called? Bomblets? Might actually work for me. For these ships. It would actually be kind of nice.
Tank destroyed. Tank destroyed.
It's all Belkin magic. They can remake Megalith as many times as we destroy Farbanti. It really... It's funny that they're all considered canon to me, considering the amount of like repetition between them. I never had to fix Zero's. Yeah, Zero's clouds never had issues for me either. Well, okay, they weren't there.
Heads up, enemy radar spotted.
But that's just normal for using hardware mode. Like, that's what's supposed to happen in hardware mode, is that they're just not visible at all. Or at least that's what happens for, like, everyone. But for me on AC5, that was not the case. I had those giant, pixely, non-textured clouds.
Enemy battleship sunk.
Well, specifically, their transparent materials were not working. They were not transparenting, was the problem. Emulation is fun. Oh yeah, AC2 and the remake are both canon as well. I forget that that's a thing. Like, it's literal remake, not AC4. Like, it's the actual 3DS remake. I have to say, from an outsider's perspective who's only played half of the games, it seems like the Ace Combat lore, half the time, Project Aces is like, this is fucking stupid. We'll just run with it, though. Doesn't matter. It's goofy. It's silly.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Ow. A little bit. What is happening on my radar?
Tank destroyed.
He seems to have sorted himself out. Dead man rules, thank you for the sub. That's what happens when planes fly straight up.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
That was really funny looking. I just caught it out of nowhere. I've never seen it before.
Tank destroyed.
All the enemy planes look like triangles at a distance. Oh, that's a thing in all the PS2 games. And it's not an emulator bug. It's just load distance. On a CRT at 480p, you would never be able to tell that they're unloading the model and replacing it with like a basic triangle. But when you start upscaling and you're on an HD TV without like the kind of blurriness of a CRT, it's very obvious. Load distance. Goodness.
Tank destroyed.
What was it? What game did I play that the load distance, like in the last year, I played something like a new release where the load distance was super, super low. And it made the game look really bad a lot of the time. I wish I could remember what that was. Like just ridiculous amounts of like pop in and stuff. Was it Tears of the Kingdom? No. Maybe. I don't remember how much pop in and stuff Tears had. I remember it being bad, but like Switch game. What was it? God, it's gonna bother me now. There was something last year that I played that was new that had crazy load distance shit going on. I'm just trying to think through the list of like all the new games that I did cover last year. Son of a bitch. That's all it takes on Ace mode. That's all it takes. And that's exactly my normal end time, hilariously. I was gonna go over just to finish it, because I was like, well, if I play more than half of it, I'll just play it through, but... Alright, we've got 2 missions left of AC4 before we, what's it called? Before we get to AC5. That's what I was thinking. Makes me glad that I didn't put starting AC5 in the Discord ping, because I thought about it, but I was like, maybe I don't. I don't remember how far in I am. Anyway, I need to go get back to working on next Monday's video. Before I go, the Ghost Babble video is tomorrow, which for anyone who is not from Japan or just doesn't know Metal Gear super well, You might know the game as just Metal Gear Solid for the Game Boy. It was only called Ghost Babel in Japan, but I'm running with it because it's the original title of the game, that sort of thing. And also, having 2 Metal Gear Solid videos back to back would be confusing, and if I reference back to it later, it would be confusing. So I'm going with Ghost Babel. That's tomorrow. In the pinned message in chat right now is the link to the Metal Gear review series. If you're not caught up and you want to be for it, it's right there. Feel free to go there after stream. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy and you haven't done so already, feel free to go ahead and leave a sub. Come back another time. We're doing this. We're doing Armored Core 100%. We're doing Metal Gear 100%. We're doing Devil May Cry all S ranks. And I'm almost done double S ranking all of DMC3 on normal, which has been very smooth and very easy because I'm such a gamer. It hasn't been hard at all, I promise. Feel free to come back for any of that. We're going to be playing Tekken on Friday as well. Reminder for anyone who hasn't heard me talk about it enough. Friday is Tekken 8 day, and it's going to be glorious. So come by for that. If you haven't done so already and you enjoyed the stream, feel free to leave a like. Helps out a lot with algorithms, so I'd appreciate it. Thank you if you've done so already. Thank you if you're about to. Trying to think. Other than that, links in the description for anything you might be looking for outside of YouTube, like Twitter or Discord server, whatever it might be. It's all down there. And once again, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you always back here next time. I hope you all have the rest of your day. Thank you for coming to the stream, and goodbye.